listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
The history, the tradition, the fun of Kernels baseball.
It's time for exciting live coverage of Kernels baseball, right here on the Kernels Radio Network. Now, the voice of the Kernels. In his 11th season, here's John Rogers.
It is a gorgeous late Independence Day afternoon here in the City of Five Seasons. The sun is shining, the humidity's low, a breeze is blowing from the north, and the Kernels will entertain a big crowd before the Freedom Festival fireworks unveil themselves across the skyline at 9:30. Most of the folks here this afternoon and this evening will stay right here in the comfort and the safe, wholesome atmosphere of Veterans Memorial Stadium to watch the Freedom Festival fireworks. The Kernels even their record at 6-6 in the season's second half with a big 7-1 win yesterday, wearing 1906 Cedar Rapids Bunny uniforms here at Veterans Memorial Stadium and beat the Burlington Bees 7-1. Flint Whipkey caught yesterday's game. Flint leads the Midwest League in triples with 7, and Flint, you had to catch on what was perhaps the most humid day of the summer in those Cedar Rapids Bunny 1906 replica uniforms. They looked like they were made of wool or flannel. And Flint, how much did they take out of you in terms of wearing you out, those uniforms?
They were hot. I mean, I don't know how much of an effect they had, but I mean, it probably wasn't the best time to be wearing them.
Well, Flint, you guys seem to really take to them. I know they all were bid on, and the money went to charity, and it seemed like you guys really had an appreciation for what baseball uniforms must have looked like and felt like 100 years ago. Were you psyched to wear them?
Yeah, I think everybody was. I mean, it's just fun to do something you don't get the chance to do every day, and wear the uniforms I used to wear back in the day.
You got our big 5-run seventh inning started with a double, and it was a fun play to watch unfold, Flint. You drove Carlos Arroyo back a couple of steps, but he cut it off in front of the warning track, yet you look like from your first step out of the batter's box that you were thinking double.
Well, I was just really running. I thought he was actually going to catch it. I just never stopped, and once I saw how deep he was and that he didn't come up, throwing it in hard, I just never slowed down and just kept going second.
Flint, when you hit a ball, you just said something that you weren't sure if it was going to fall or be caught. You always break out of the batter's box hard. Bobby Magallanes insists on that.
But yeah, I mean, that's something they preach throughout the organization is to run hard. You're always thinking at least 2 out of the box, and that's the only way you're going to get it.
Does Eric Owens, who coaches first base for us, Flint, does he take a verbal shout, or is it up to you, the batter, to determine whether you want to go for 2? Is there any coaching by Eric?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's there. He's definitely helping us out. But in the end, it's all up to us.
Flint Whipkey's with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, and Flint, you've really shined behind the plate this season. You've improved. It just seems like you're very comfortable back there, yet it's hard because with 2 good catchers on the squad, I think Bobby's done a great job making sure that you get to catch your fair share of the games and that Brett Martinez gets his fair share as well.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he does a great job of giving everybody a chance to play and making sure we don't, go too long without playing in between starts. But, I just keep working hard and hopefully you keep improving, and that's just the way it goes.
You threw a runner out at second yesterday.
Yeah, I think I've really improved on that since last year. And, both of us are probably throwing out like 40% this year, so.
That's a tribute to you and to our pitching staff for controlling the running game. Who helps you the most with your catching game when Todd Takayoshi isn't able to be here, the Angel roving catching instructor? Who helps you in terms of footwork and calling the game and releasing and all the things that you have to work on pretty regularly as a catcher?
Oh, Max tries to help out a little bit, but I think mostly it's just us helping each other out. Me and Brett and Madison always working and pointing out things if we see from because you can't see yourself doing it.
Yeah, that's very true. It takes another trained eye to be able to help you.
Yeah, and I mean everybody here knows, what's taught and what's expected, so it works out pretty well.
Then when you play first base, Mark Trumbo let me know on our trip to Fort Wayne earlier to start the second half that he loans his first baseman mitt to you.
Yeah, I actually never really played first base before this year. I played everywhere else on the field growing up, but never first base.
What's the biggest challenge to playing first base? Is it bunts? Is it holding runners aboard or foul balls down the right field line? What's the biggest challenge?
I think it's just more or less the footwork that you have to get used to. You can't be caught standing there watching the play because every time the ball's hitting the infield, you have to break it towards the bag. Normally, any other infield position, you're normally going to break towards the ball, and you kind of got to get used to just going to the bag if it's not to you.
What about giving a target, Flint? I know catchers are taught to give a target with their catcher's mitt. Should a first baseman actually give a target to the second baseman, pitcher, third baseman, shortstop, and catcher?
I don't know, really. They're pretty much just trying to hit me in the chest. And, like I said, it's all footwork, trying to, just catch everything in the middle of your body.
Flint, you looked very comfortable in the outfield earlier on this homestand. In fact, you made a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch on a deep drive to left. How do you prepare yourself to play the outfield? Because that's not an easy position either to be thrust into.
No, I actually haven't played outfield since I was probably 14 or 15. And early in the year, I was kind of nervous out there. I wasn't really sure about myself because I hadn't been out there so long. But I've just been trying to get live reads off the bat and BP and, trying to get more comfortable and just relax.
Those things will help you. And has Bobby told you to do that, or do you take that upon yourself to take live reads off of batting practice balls?
Well, that's something they told me to do earlier in the year when they said I might be out there. And I just took it upon myself to keep doing it, even though they haven't reminded me. I don't think they should need to.
Flint, I know quite a few of the fellows have had the joy of having their folks visit sometime this spring or summer. You told us this spring that your father passed on. How about your mom? Has she been able to come and see you yet?
No, but they've already planned a show. She's booked a flight. She's coming up in August.
That should really give you a lift because those are the so-called dog days of summer where that extra family support can really make a difference.
Yeah, it's hard for her to get away owning her own business or anything and pretty much working 7 days a week, but she got someone to fill in for her, and she's going to be coming up in mid-August. It's the first time she's ever seen me play anywhere but, in college.
Flint, remind us what your mom does.
She owns a pet sitting service.
Well, that's right. I remember you saying that, and that does keep you busy every day of the week.
Yeah, especially the weekends. Those are the busiest when people are out of town the most.
We'll wrap things up with Colonel Catcher, outfielder, first baseman, DH Flint Whipke here on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show when we return in just a minute.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communications. Junior Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Flint Whipke is batting cleanup and catching in this afternoon's Allen Motor Kernels starting lineup. And Flint, I know one thing that you guys have been called upon to do that it's new. It's a new promotion for us is sign autographs before the game every Sunday, and that's from 1:20 till 1:40. Is that something the guys look forward to doing, or do they have to adjust their pregame preparation in order to make that window to sign autographs on Sundays?
I don't think anybody really has to adjust there because the starters get out. I mean, they don't have to go for as long. They just go out there for about 15 minutes or so, and then they go out and do their normal routine.
Do you remember getting an autograph from professional baseball player or a professional athlete when you were a little boy?
Oh, yeah. I remember going to spring training games in Florida and always trying to get autographs and stuff. And it's hard because everybody's swamping around those guys. But I remember a lot of the guys that did, and I don't really remember the guys who didn't so much.
Well, it's good that you do remember who did. Flint, what spring training sites did your folks take you to when you were a little boy?
We used to go down to St. Pete because I grew up a Cardinals fan since I was, born just about an hour north of St. Louis. And we go down to St. Pete where they shared a facility with the Orioles.
Al Lang Field.
Yeah, that's it.
Boy, Flint, I didn't know you were a Cardinal fan. So am I, growing up near St. Louis, and they've hit the skids just a little bit recently. Are you like me? Do you try to catch their score every night? Do you try to see what they did on SportsCenter? As a Cardinal fan, how do you try to keep up with them?
I'm not really a diehard fan or nothing, but I always check them out if it happens to be on.
And finally, Flint, you've gotten used to Cedar Rapids now. You've been here since April, May, June, July, so you've been here almost 4 months. What sorts of things do you like about our community, and what surprised you about it?
It's nice. There haven't been really too many surprises. It's a little bit bigger, I think, than Orem was last year as far as just the actual city. But I haven't really been outside of it too much. There's a lot of cornfields around because I drove to Omaha during the All-Star break. And
you did? That's about a 5-hour drive, isn't it?
No, it only took us about 3.5. A couple of my buddies came up and we went out and we got some free tickets to the Miami game.
The Miami
versus Rice.
Oh, you went to Omaha for the College World Series.
Yeah.
Boy, Flint, that had to be really exciting.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. It was a great experience. I had never been there before, and it was, there's a lot of electricity you can feel going around that place.
Well, that's great. Now, you did that over the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Well, that's neat, Flint. We really appreciate you taking time before you don the so-called tools of ignorance. It's the most important position on the field this afternoon. You're catching and batting cleanup. You can't ask for much more than that on 4th of July, can you?
No, it feels good.
Flint, thank you very much. Please treat yourself to a meal at any of our Zio Giano spaghetti houses. The best in pasta, homemade bread, Italian cuisine, pasta that will make you and your Colonel teammates sing in that Colonel Clubhouse. Flint Whipke, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Colonel Catcher, cleanup batter today, Flint Whipke, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. He leads the Midwest League in triples with 7. Up next, starting lineups, Kernels and Bees on the 4th of July.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Tuna Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
What a beautiful scene we have here at Veterans Memorial Stadium for Game 2 of our 4-game series against the Kansas City Royal Minor Leaguers, the Burlington Bees. The Kernels were powered by 5 Josh Davies RBIs and a brilliant 8-inning performance from 9-game winner All-Star Stephen Merrick, and the Kernels tamed the Bees 7-1 yesterday wearing the 1906 vintage replica Cedar Rapids Bunny uniforms. This is the 9th meeting this season between the Kernels and Burlington. The Bees own the season series edge 5-3, and this afternoon and this evening the Kernels will send the native of the state of Washington, Andy Hill, to the mound. He'll be facing Rainer Oliveros. It's a gorgeous late 4th of July afternoon. The umpires are taking in the lineup cards down below, and let's set the starting lineups for this evening's contest. Great to have you with us here on 1600 ESPN Radio 1600. I'm John Rogers, your play-by-play host. Leading off for the Bees, who sport a 4-8 record in the second half, 39-40 overall, Jose Duarte in center field, a speedster with 17 stolen bases. Batting second, Josh Johnson at second base. Johnson owns the highest on-base percentage in the Midwest League, .417. Batting third and playing third base, second in the league to our Brad Kuhn in steals with 24, Mario Lasone at third base. Miguel Vega will bat cleanup and play first base for the Bees. The catcher is Jeff Howell. Howell will bat fifth. Jeremy Jerschley will bat sixth. He's from Wisconsin Oshkosh. Jerschley's in right field this afternoon. The DH is Brady Everett, and Everett will bat seventh for Burlington. The B shortstop will hit eighth. That's Valentino Arce, A-R-C-E. And Ethan Santana, with 15 steals this year, will bat ninth. He tripled in yesterday's Colonel win. Ethan Santana in left field will hit ninth for Burlington. On the hill is Rainer Oliveros, a Venezuelan right-hander, 20 years old. Rainer Oliveros is 4-2 this year with a 2.39 ERA. This is only his fourth start of the season, 14 relief appearances. In fact, Oliveros beat our ball club in relief right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium back on Sunday, June 4th. He spun 3 1/3 innings of shutout relief, allowing 4 hits in 3 1/3, walking 1 and striking out 2 in a 13-4 win over the Kernels out of the B bullpen. Rainer Oliveros, 4-2 with a 2.39 ERA, a 20-year-old Venezuelan right-hander pitching for Burlington. Allen Motor Company is proud to present the Colonel starting lineup on this Independence Day afternoon. Visit Allen's virtual website at www.allenmotor.com. Allen's is now featuring the plush, lush, and affordably priced 2005 Buick LeSabre Custom. It's on sale for just $199 a month, 30 miles per gallon, and your first year's maintenance is on Allen's when you buy now the 2005 Buick LeSabre Custom at Allen Motor Company. Visit Allen Motor Company. They're open until 6 o'clock Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, open till 5 on Saturdays, and their campus, I-380 Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha, is open until 9 o'clock Monday nights and Thursday nights. Here's the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. Leading off at shortstop, Heinle Stacia. Heinle's 20 for 43 in his last 11 games. Josh Davies, who drove in 5 of the Colonel's 7 runs in yesterday's 7-1 triumph, will be at third base and bat second in the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup this afternoon. Hitting third at second base, the red-hot Larry Infante. Larry's average is at .230 now. The Colonel cleanup batter will catch. He was our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, Flint Whipke. Flint is 11 for 32 against Burlington pitching this season. In right field, Marco Albano. Marco will bat fifth. Marco had 2 hits and scored twice in yesterday's Colonel win. Hitting sixth in the Allen Motor Company order at first base, Mark Trumbo. Brett Martinez will serve as the DH and bat seventh. Hitting eighth and playing left field is Stan Terrell Smith. And rounding out the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup, batting ninth, Madison Edwards in center field. On the mound is Andy Hill. The Colonel 21-year-old right-hander is from the central part of Washington State, just south of the Canadian border. Andy's father is the postmaster in that part of central Washington, and Andy's record, 2 wins, 4 losses, a brilliant ERA of 2.85. For 21-year-old 6'4" Colonel right-hander Andy Hill, he was taken by the Angels in the 12th round of the 2003 draft. Our umpires are sponsored by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Easy in, easy out at Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Their new location is on Boyson Road in Hiawatha. It's a comprehensive full-service eye care center. Dr. Tom Anderson, Dr. Todd Brown can examine your eyes right on site, and then you can pick out your glasses and/or contact lenses at Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Things are coming into focus at Anderson & Brown Eye Care. They have evening and Saturday hours for your scheduling convenience. Our Anderson & Brown Eye Care umpires, Robert Boyle will be behind the plate this evening, and Matt Schaufert, Schaufert, will be on the bases. Our national anthem singer is Bethany Hope. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members are from the Iowa City Trojans Little League team. They're on the diamond next to the Kernels. Now let's honor America on this Independence Day afternoon with Bethany Hope singing the national anthem.
Please remove your hats. The national anthem performed this afternoon by Bethany Hope.
As you can tell from the uproarious applause from this big Independence Day crowd, everyone appreciated the emotion and the stirring rendition put forth by Bethany Hope, our national anthem singer. It's the top of the hour, and you're listening to Colonel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG Cedar Rapids. State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, and Brad Dunn bring us this look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and we have 4 finals on the State Farm Major League scoreboard from earlier this afternoon. In our nation's capital at RFK Stadium, the Nationals beat the Marlins 6-4. At Shea Stadium, the Mets edged the Pirates 7-6. This afternoon, down at Minute Maid Park in Houston, the Astros sent the Cubs into orbit 7-2 Houston. And at Miller Park, the Brewers toppled the Reds 5-2. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia, with the Phils leading the Padres 5-2. In the American League, no finals yet this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's start in Seattle at Safeco Field, where our parent club, the Angels, are drubbing the Mariners in the top of the 7th inning, 11-5 Angels. It's the White Sox shelling Baltimore, top of the 6th inning at U.S. Cellular Field, 12-0 White Sox. Top of the 6th inning at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, the Devil Rays lead the Red Sox 3-1, and the Athletics are on top of the Tigers 1-0, bottom of the 4th at the Coliseum. We're ready for Independence Day baseball. Glad you're with us. And the Bees are wearing their all-gray road uniforms this afternoon and this evening. Their leadoff batter is Jose Duarte, a .262 hitter, and the first pitch from Andy Hill is a fastball, just low for ball 1. Game time temperature, a delightful 79 degrees. A pretty brisk breeze blowing from left to right, and Duarte takes a strike called. Jose, a .262 hitter, right-handed batter, no homers, 22 runs driven in, and he was 0-for-4 in the Colonel win yesterday. Andy Hill's next pitch is fouled over the backstop, strike 2. Jose Duarte, D-U-A-R-T-E, from Venezuela, only 5'9", 160, and he's the B leadoff batter. As I mentioned, Burlington in their all-gray road uniforms with royal blue numbers on the back, trimmed in white. Andy Hill's fastball is taken high and away. 2-2 now to Jose Duarte. Brad Kuhn getting the Independence Day affair off. Brad's not in the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup, and there's a change-up low, ball 3 now to Duarte. Andy Hill coming off a Thursday night home stand opening performance here. A no decision in a Dayton Dragon 4-3 win over the Kernels. Here's a 3-2 pitch pounded into the right center field alley. Over to get it is Madison Edwards. He cuts it off and holds Jose Duarte to a leadoff single. It came on a payoff pitch from the Colonel right-hander, Andy Hill. And the Bees have their leadoff man aboard here in the top of the first inning. And the batter now is Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson, the second baseman, hitting .256 on the year. 1 homer, 21 RBIs, and Josh leads the Midwest League with a .417 on-base percentage. Josh Johnson fouls one away to the left, strike one. Johnson, with that .417 on-base percentage, is batting .256. 1 home run, 21 RBIs. Big crowd on hand here for the 4th of July late afternoon start. Sun is shining brightly. And a throw to first. Josh Johnson returns safely. We've had an inexplicable phone call that I'm going to take my headset off to try to answer in case it's an emergency. And then I'll be right back. There goes the runner. A pitch, a change-up, a strike. The throw to second, not in time. Matt Schaufert, the base umpire, signals safe. It was a change-up to Josh Johnson. Otherwise, had that been a fastball or a pitch with a little more oomph on it, the Colonels would have had Jose Duarte, but he just beat the throw by Flint Whipke down to second. Josh Johnson took strike two. Josh is a switch hitter, batting left-handed. Nothing for 3 yesterday, walk leading off the 9th inning. Josh Johnson on an 0-2 pitch. Uncle Charlie just missed high. Flint Whipke calls time, and he trots the ball back to the mound. I'm going to take my headset off, answer this phone call. I'm sure it's an emergency, otherwise the phone would not have rung, so give me 1 second.
Hello? Oh, that's okay. I'll call you back. I'll call you. Okay, Lonnie, thanks a lot. Bye.
Josh Johnson, a left-handed batter, took that curveball just high. Johnson waiting for the 1-2 from Andy Hill. Line shot over the head of the pitcher into center. Rounding third is Jose Duarte. Madison Edwards plugs it home, and scoring, standing up to make it 1-0 Bees, is Jose Duarte. Josh Johnson on a 1-2 count rifled it over the outstretched mitt of Andy Hill, the Colonel right-hander, into center, and the Bees jump on the Colonels early here, lead it 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Josh Johnson, a switch hitter, batting left, has singled, and he drives in his 22nd run of the year. The batter now is Mario Lasone. Mario Lasone, a .234 batter, didn't play yesterday. He has 7 home runs to lead Burlington, 41 RBIs. And he's second to Brad Kuhn, who's not in our Allen Motor Company starting lineup this evening or this afternoon. Mario Lasone has 24 steals. He's only been caught 3 times. A terrific curveball is in for a strike called from Andy Hill. Andy's making his 7th start of the year. He's won 2, lost 4. Has only given up 34 hits in 41 innings. Hill with a 2.85 ERA. Mario Lasone, a right-handed batter, waits as Andy tosses over to first. Josh Johnson dives back safely. Josh has 11 steals in 19 tries. The Bees are second only to us in stolen bases. A curve stays inside, and it's 1-1 to Mario Lasone. Rainer Oliveras will be on the hill this evening for Burlington, and he has a 4-2 mark. He's making just his 4th start of the year after 17 relief appearances. Another throw to first, and Johnson scoots back standing up. Some special touches on the diamond that I'll tell you about for this 4th of July game. Another throw to first, the runner back. Red, white, and blue stars. A red star, a white star, a blue star. Right behind the dirt batting circle on the grass between the backstop and the dirt batting circle as Andy Hill's fastball is upstairs. Andy's struggling here in the early going behind Mario Lasone, 2-1. And then a red, a white, and a blue star nestled between both the first base and third base lines, halfway between the ball club's dugouts. A throw to first, and Josh Johnson dives back safely. And to top that patriotic touch, The piping that defines the border of the dirt path that runs from the on-deck circles to the dirt batting circle has a blue, then a white, then a red stripe. Ball 3 is up and in from Andy Hill, and Flint Whipke trots the pill back out to the mound. Poor Andy Hill has pitched so well this season. He's struggling here in the opening frame. Has given up a run on 2 singles, a stolen base, and is behind the number 3 hitter, 3 balls, 1 strike. So Flint Whipke, donning red shin guards and a red chest protector, takes the ball back to the mound. It's Stantrell Smith in left, Madison Edwards in center, and Marco Albano in right. Swinging a foul straight back by Mario Lasone. He hammered that 3-1 pitch over the backstop, and the count now full to Mario Lasone. It's Josh Davies, yesterday's offensive catalyst, with 5 runs driven in at third. Heinley Stacia at short, Infante at second. The runner goes, and the pitch is low, ball 4. We may have a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation between Colonel Ronan, the Colonel pitching coach, and Andy Hill. Yes, we do. We do have a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation unfolding on the Hill between Andy Hill and Colonel pitching coach Colonel Ronan. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what your risk of heart disease is with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. That heart-to-heart screening is quick, easy, and convenient, and it could save your life. You can schedule your Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart screening by calling Mercy Medical Center at 398-6821. That's 398-6821. Miguel Vega's the batter with runners at first and second and nobody out. 1-0 Burlington here in the top of the first inning. The shadows created by the grandstand are starting to creep towards the home plate area where Miguel Vega steps out as Andy Hill stepped off the rubber to look the lead runner Josh Johnson back to second. 1-0 Bees. We're in the top of the first inning. Vega, right-handed hitter, plays off an Andy Hill breaking pitch high, ball 1. Andy's spoiled us this year. He hasn't had a tough, long, arduous inning like he's experiencing now. Andy Hill pitched 6 innings Thursday night to kick off this 8-game homestand against Dayton. His fastball is looped foul over the backstop, drops down below, and it's 1-1 to Miguel Vega. Andy Hill on Thursday night here at home against Dayton went 6 innings, gave the Dragons 3 runs on 7 hits in 6 innings, fanned 1, walked none. The league hitting just .228 against Andy Hill. He'd love a double play, pop-up, or strikeout against Miguel Vega. The 1-1. Curve, and it's tapped foul past third, strike 2. What a glorious Independence Day afternoon, late afternoon we have for you. And a big, big crowd is here. I mean a big crowd. The grandstand is practically full. So, too, the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, where the public's enjoying the action. Vega, a right-handed hitter, dribbles a curveball in on his hands foul to the on-deck hitter for the Bees, Jeff Howell, the catcher. Andy Hill's been forced to make a lot of pitches here in the first half inning. The Bees have Josh Johnson at second, Mario Lasone at first, nobody out. They lead at 1-0. Andy peers in to get his sign. And the 6'4" 21-year-old right-hander steps off the rubber, spins, and looks the lead runner, Josh Johnson, back to second. Johnson had to dive back in head first. A real festive atmosphere here this evening. People are having fun. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Miguel Vega chased that fastball high and outside, and he fans. A big strikeout for Andy Hill. Now a double play would get the Kernels out of this first inning quandary. Oh, what a pitch by Andy Hill to get Miguel Vega swinging on a high outside fastball. Now Jeff Howell steps in. He's batting .241. 3 homers, 19 RBIs for the number 5 hitter, who launches one into left field, sending Stantrell Smith back in front of the warning track. Stantrell now comes in a few steps, makes the grab, and then heaves it into the cutoff man Stacia. 2 gone here in the first inning. Jeff Howell took a mighty cut at the first pitch from the Colonel right-hander, and launched it high and rather deep into left. The wind brought it back in towards the infield. Stantrell Smith caught up with it for the second out of the B first inning. And now the batter for Burlington is Jeremy Jerschle. Jerschle spells his last name Jirschele. Jeremy, a 30th round pick out of the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh. Not a big guy, and he swings and tips the first pitch foul from Andy Hill into the glove of catcher Flint Whipkey, strike one. Jerschle was 1 for 2 yesterday. His sacrifice fly in the second inning cut a 2-0 Colonel lead in half and made it 2-1 Kernels. The Kernels won 7-1 yesterday to even their second half record at 6-6. A pitch downstairs, a throw to second, a one-hop peg by Flint Whipkey, and Josh Johnson just got back in safely ahead of Flint's throw. Larry Infante put the tag on Flint Whipkey, or on Josh Johnson. The throw came from Flint Whipkey. Big crowd here this afternoon and tonight. Why not? The setting is beautiful. And Uncle Charlie stays high, and it's 2-1 now to Jeremy Jerschle. Jerschle's only 5'9", 195, and he's batting 186 on the year. Right-handed hitter, no homers, 13 runs driven in for Jeremy Jerschle. 23-year-old, straightaway stance, and he grounds it to the left side. Gloved by Davies. Josh throws across the diamond to get Jeremy Jerschle and retire the B side here in the top of the first inning. 1 run for Burlington on 2 hits, a walk. There were no Colonel errors, and the Bees leave a pair. Andy Hill did very well to keep the Bees from striking for a big inning. They had runners at first and second with nobody out and a 1-0 lead, and Andy Hill got the next 3 B hitters to prevent the Bees from adding to their lead. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Burlington won. The Kernels coming to bat. A big crowd here this afternoon and this evening, and the kids, if they were among the first 1,000, received a black lacquer regulation-sized Little League bat from McDonald's. So that's another added reason why so many folks are enjoying the game here tonight. We move to the bottom of the first inning with the Bees leading 1-0. Kernels coming up. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family's blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
1-0 Burlington. Great to have you with us on the 4th of July as the Kernels take on the Bees in the 6th game of an 8-game homestand. We split 4 with Dayton, and we're 7-1 winners last night over this Burlington ball club. Heinle Stacia is the Colonel leadoff batter against right-hander Rainer Oliveros, and Oliveros delivers a strike called to the red-hot Heinle Stacia, switch hitter from Curacao in the off the coast of Venezuela. Heinle pops the next pitch foul into the grass slope seating berm down the left field line. That's jam-packed with families and kids. Heinle Stacia collected his team-high 22nd double in the Kernels 7-1 win yesterday. He's a switch hitter batting left-handed, and the 0-2 has Heinle jackknifing away from a fastball. Heinle Stacia has his average up to .290 now with 1 home run, 21 RBIs, and that team-high 22 doubles. A changeup is ripped into right center over the head of the leaping second baseman Josh Johnson. That's a leadoff single for Heinle Stacia. Stacia in his last 12 games is now 21 for 44. Wow, 21 for 44 in his last 12 games. Heinle Stacia on a 1-2 pitch. Lashed it over the head, pulled it over the head of second baseman Josh Johnson, and the Kernels have the tying run aboard with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 1-0. The batter, Josh Davies, the 20-year-old Australian, looks at strike one called, a letter-high fastball. Rainer Olivares, in 52 2/3 innings, has surrendered 54 hits, struck out 22 batters in 52 2/3, walked only 7 men in 52 2/3 innings. He wings the next pitch outside, a fastball to Josh Davies. All Davies did yesterday was power the Kernels to a 2-0 lead in the first inning with a 2-run homer with Kuhn aboard. Then Josh made it 3-1 with an RBI single in the fifth that plated Marco Albano. Then Josh Davies capped the Kernel 4-run seventh inning with a big 2-run single to make it 7-1 Kernels. He drove in 5 of our 7 runs. Davies whistles the 1-1 pitch foul high into the backstop, strike 2. The Kernels are wearing their white home uniforms with red numbers trimmed in black, red socks, and navy blue caps with red bills. Josh Davies, a right-handed hitter in 8 games, batting .276, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, 5 of them yesterday. Great to see the sports section of the Gazette feature a front-page picture of those 1906 Cedar Rapids Bunny replica vintage uniforms sponsored by the Cedar Rapids Chamber of Commerce and the Cedar Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. And it was fun having Amy Johnson and Tim Boyle team up to bring you the 5th inning in yesterday's ball game. That was on our partner station on the Kernel Radio Network, 1450 KMRY. Stacia has a big lead. He's not running, and Josh Davies swings at an off-speed pitch. It was outside, and Josh is down on strikes for the first out here in the Kernel first inning. Halo happenings results from around the Los Angeles Angel farm system from last night. The Angels trounced the Seattle Mariners 7-1 in Seattle. Jared Weaver won his 5th consecutive Major League start, only allowed 1 run in 7 innings on 5 hits, and the Angels, don't look now, are playing much better. Larry Infante loves to swing at the first pitch. The left-handed hitting Kernel number 3 batter does just that and bashes the first delivery foul over the hot corner grill above the third base grandstand. Man, is the joint a jumping this afternoon. Big house. We may have a sellout. We may have ourselves a sellout this afternoon and this evening. Larry Infante in the hole, 0-1. Larry waits as Olivares throws over to first, and Heinle Stacia, the tying run, dives back in hand first. AAA Salt Lake lifted their record to 50-34. Howie Kendrick, we'll wait and tell you about Howie. A throw to first, the runner gets back. Heinle Stacia. Salt Lake shut out Sacramento 2-0. Former Kernel All-Star Howie Kendrick, Midwest League batting champion Howie Kendrick, was 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs in the Salt Lake win. Ball 1 floats outside to Larry Infante. Former Kernel first baseman, third baseman Mike Elward was 1 for 3 with a double for AAA Salt Lake. Arkansas lost to Tulsa 9-4. Former Kernel right-hander James Holcomb slipped to 0-7 on the year. Matt Brown, former Kernel All-Star third baseman, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Here's a broken bat base hit into right. Heinle Stacia galloping towards third. He'll make it as Jeremy Jersley holds on to the ball. And Larry Infante, who's been red hot the last month, has broken his bat and hit a soft liner into shallow right, sending the tying run Heinle Stacia to third with only 1 out. How about Larry Infante breaking his bat and whistling one into right field? Flint Whipke, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, is now at bat with runners at the corners and only one out here in the Kernel first inning. Flint Whipke, a very low-key, kind of laid-back approach to our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Nothing phases Flint. Oh, he'll take your questions head-on, but he doesn't jump up and down and do pirouette and circles when he answers them. He's just a very calm, laid-back dude who takes a strike called on a changeup. Stacia at third, Larry Infante at first. Only one out. We're in the bottom of the first inning, and the Kernels trail 1-0. A pitch in the dirt smothered by Jeff Howell. Colonel Assistant Sonia Massey, we had a very, very uplifting experience as the Iowa City Trojans in full uniform served as our Cost Cutters Dream Team this afternoon. Boy, those kids looked like they were ready for the big leagues. They wore their full uniform, and I want you to describe what color they were, Sonia. The Iowa City Trojan Little League team, Sonia, were in their uniforms as the Cost Cutters Dream Team, and after this next pitch, I want you to describe to our listeners what their uniforms look like. The pitcher steps off the rubber, and both runners return to their bases at the corner.
They were green and white, and they said Trojans on the front, so they were very excited. They were really a great group of kids, and we have them every year.
Oh.
And their coach is amazing, and he remembers the first time he heard you talking about the Dream Team.
A curve, a delayed steal call, and the throw to second, followed by the second baseman, speeding home with the tying run, Heinley Stacia, a double steal. Stacia scores, sliding headfirst across the plate to make it a 1-1 game, and down to second, Larry Infante. That was a misplayed double steal defense by the visiting Bees. The catcher, Jeff Howell, threw it to second. Josh Johnson, the second baseman, cut in front of the base. Larry Infante stopped 10 feet in front of second. Josh Johnson dropped the throw from Jeff Howell, allowing Heinley Stacia to dash home with the game-tying run. Now Flint Whipke swings and misses on a fastball, strike two. We're tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the first inning on a double steal. Infante swipes second. He should have been out, but the second baseman, Johnson, cut in front of the bag and dropped the throw, allowing Stacia to score on a head-first slide, speeding home from third. In fact, if Heinley was a truck, Sonia, and he was on the highway, he left a big skid mark in the dirt batting circle. The chalk line is obliterated now on that head-first slide by Stacia.
He was making sure he got home.
That's right. The 2-2 to Flint. Nubbed to second. This will be an out. Flint is thrown out by Josh Johnson. Larry Infante, the go-ahead run, what goes to third, in scoring closer to scoring on the weak ground ball off the bat of catcher Flint Whipke. Flint is retired 4-3, and now Marco Albano will bat with a chance to give the Kernels the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. We're tied 1-1. Sonia, I saw the Iowa City Trojan Little League team coach in the dugout with them, and he seemed like a pretty organized guy. I did not know he'd made this an annual tradition after he heard us talk about the Cost Cutters Dream Team on our broadcast.
Yeah, he was telling me about the first time that he heard you say it, and he was just thrilled that they had the opportunity, and they come back every year, and he's very excited that it's free, just with the game ticket.
Right.
And that you can do that. And
yes,
he thinks it's a wonderful promotion.
Yes, the kids do pay a regular discounted price to come in as a group of 25 or more, or if it's not, they still get a great deal on tickets. But, yes, the opportunity to come into the Kernel dugout and get autographs, stand with the Kernels for the national anthem, is absolutely part of the Dream Team, sponsored by Cost Cutters.
And the kids love it. They remember me from when they were here last time. It's just so funny because you remember their faces, but of course they get a lot taller. So
Marco Albano's ahead on the count now, 3-1. How about this crowd, Sonia Massey? I think we may have standing room only.
I think you're right, John. This is absolutely amazing.
This is what the players love. And so do we, the community, to see this crowd. Marco Albano bilks a walk on a 3-1 pitch. It was downstairs from right-hander Rainer Oliveros, and the Kernels have runners at the corners with 2 gone for Mark Trumbo. Mark's parents are visiting from California, and Mark Trumbo would like nothing more than to come through with a 2-out hit here in the bottom of the first to give the Kernels the lead in this game. It's 1-1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Colonel assistant Sonia Massey describing a memorable experience in the Colonel first base dugout. The Iowa City Trojan Little League team in full uniform were our Cost Cutters dream team this afternoon. The first pitch to Mark. A deep drive to left. A deep hook. 3-run blast. 3-run blast. Standing ovation for Mark Trumbo. 4-1 Kernels on the 10th home run of the year by Mark Trumbo. Well, I hope for it, Sonia. I will give Trumbo and his parents the credit, but I was hoping for Mark. You know what a thrill it is for these guys to have their parents here, and I saw Mark out on the diamond after the Colonel 7-1 win yesterday as his Cedar Rapids Bunny uniform was auctioned off, and these guys are human, Sonia. Mark's been struggling in the second half, and it's been like an anchor around his neck. He really took it to heart that he wasn't hitting too well, but he's been working hard, and look what happened. The first pitch from Oliveros. Sonia, describe where that home run went.
Well, it was right over the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion. It's probably somewhere down there on 8th Avenue now.
Wow, Mark Trumbo, his 10th of the year, to give the Kernels a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the first, with Albano and Infante aboard, a 2-out, 3-run homer for Mark Trumbo. Now a 1-0 pitch outside to Brett Martinez. 4-1 Kernels here in the bottom of the first inning. That home run by Mark Trumbo means that the Haycap Food Reservoir will receive another $25 contribution. Here's a high drive, tailing into the right field corner, foul beyond the reach of the hustling right fielder for the Bees, Jeremy Jersley, off the bat of Brett Martinez. It's 2-1 to the Colonel DH and number 7 hitter. That home run by Trumbo means that PRC's Community Care donates yet another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. And it's the 49th Colonel home run of the year, and that means PRC's Community Care has now put forth $1,225 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. There's strike 2 called to Brett. Martinez hitting .228, 2 homers, 23 RBIs. Brett's the 7th Colonel to bat here in the first inning. Colonels lead at 4-1. Martinez ready for the right-hander's pitch. It's a curve just inside, and the count full now to Brett Martinez. 4-1 Colonels before this big crowd on this Independence late afternoon. Big cut and a miss by Brett Martinez to end the Colonel first. Listen to the crowd. 4 runs in the first for the Colonels on 3 hits, a walk. There were no B-errors, and the Colonels leave the bases empty. Andy Hill back to the mound. The Colonels, after 1, own a 4-1 lead over Burlington. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, our pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for the Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A swift, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wink from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
Andy Hill's first pitch of the second inning is drilled foul onto the third tier of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion down the left field line. Strike one. When that ball first left the bat, I thought it might be a home run, but it was foul. Andy's 0-1 pitch now is over but low. Ball one to Brady Everett. 4-1 Kernels here in the top of the second inning. The Bees broke ahead against Andy Hill with a run on 2 hits and a walk in the top of the first inning. But the Kernels came blazing back. An RBI or a double steal by Station Infante, and then a 3-run homer by Mark Trumbo that went just to the right of the Mix 96.5 FM Whirling Waters Westdale Mall home run hot tub. Lifting another pitch high, foul, and deep down the left field line for strike two is Brady Everett. He's hitting .257 for Burlington, 2 homers, 10 RBIs for Brady Everett. We'll get back to Halo Happenings results from around the Angel organization in just a moment. We're going to tell you about the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Here's a bouncer to the left side. Josh Davies cuts in front of the shortstop Stacia on the high bouncer, and Josh wings it to first for the first out. Davies had to go a long way to his left, and the third baseman is preached to cut off and take anything he can get, and that's exactly what Josh Davies did. He cut to his left and threw out Brady Everett, 1 gone here in the Bees' second inning, 4-1 Kernels. Rancho Cucamonga clobbered Inland Empire 12-4 last night to lift their second half record to 5-6. Here's a looper down the right field line, tailing foul into the right field corner off the bat of Valentino Arce. 0-1 to Arce. He didn't play last night. Rancho Cucamonga, the winner last night for the Quakes was Micah Posey. He is 3-9. And Baltazar Lopez, there's a name we haven't heard enough of recently, was 3 for 4, drove in 3 runs. Sean Rodriguez was 3 for 5 for Rancho Cucamonga. Orem lifted their record to 9-5. And you're not going to believe Orem fell to 9-5 as they were beaten by Idaho Falls 10-4. A 1-1 delivery, a curve low and away to Valentino Arce, ball 2. Tyler Johnson, former Colonel Tyler Johnson, who really struggled here, was 2 for 4 with an RBI for Orem. The 2-1 to Arce is high and inside, a fastball. It's 3-1 to the .220 hitting number 8 hitter, Valentino Arce, A-R-C-E. We have spotted a danger that we're going to have Sonia radio down to our security. The umpire's door behind home plate is open, so Sonia, if you could radio that down to security, we'll make sure that thing is closed securely. The payoff pitch to Arce. Cracked hard to shortstop. Down to get it is All-Star Heinley Stacia on to first. 2 away here in the Bees' second inning. Kernels lead it 4-1. Can't short us a run now. And the word has gotten down to the pep squad, I think. Carla Davis, our on-field hostess, is tending to what could have been a dangerous situation. The umpire doors were left ajar, and now they are closed firmly. No, you don't want that to be a hazard. Here's Ethan Santana. He grounds one sharply to second. It's knocked down by Infante. Lowry recovers and just gets his man. Ethan Santana is the fastest runner on the Burlington team. He can fly, and batting left-handed, he grounded it sharply to second. Infante knocked it down, then picked it up with his bare hand and pegged to Mark Trumbo just in the nick of time to make it a 1-2-3 inning for Andy Hill. Down in order go the Bees in the top of the second, and after an inning 3.5 on this beautiful late 4th of July afternoon. The Kernels are on top of the Bees, 4-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Every day we use products that come to us in plastics. Milk jugs, water bottles, laundry detergent, ice cream. These are just a few of the hundreds, thousands of products that benefit from plastics. But once you're done using them, what do you do with them? Recycle. It takes no more energy to put that plastic in your blue recycling box rather than the trash. But what it does save is landfill space and natural resources. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's just that easy. This message brought to you by Solid Waste and Recycling Services.
Summer is the best time to enjoy fresh, colorful flowers and blooming plants. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center has the finest quality flowers and plants for indoor or outdoor, plus all the expert advice you'll need to make your flowers and plants grow their very best. Isn't that what we all want? Whether you need a single flower or an entire arrangement, a single house plant, or a yard of landscaping, Peck's does it all. Peck's has been family-owned and serving eastern Iowa for 50 years, and they offer you, the customer, the best plants and flowers in the area. Peck's, of course, is your professional and award-winning FTD and Teleflora florist, certified and year-round garden center, nursery and landscape center, plus, of course, your plant and flower headquarters. Stop in often this summer for Peck's fresh flowers and feature fresh-cut short-stem roses, only $11.99 per dozen, cash and carry at Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery and Landscaping, corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road, Northeast. They're open until 8 o'clock weeknights and until 5 o'clock on Saturday and Sundays. Stan Trell Smith is first up for the Kernels here in the home half of the second. 4-1 Kernels. 79 degrees. Our temperature is this Independence Day afternoon. Starts to head into early evening. Stan Trell Smith lofts a high fly ball into the right field corner. Look out! Chasing into the right field corner and ramming into the green padded wall is Jeremy Jerschley. He cannot make the catch, and it's a long strike one off the bat of Stan Trell Smith, facing Rainer Oliveros. The Kernels and Bees meeting for the 9th time since early June, and the Bees have won 5 of 8. But the Kernels rock Burlington yesterday 7-1 in the 1906 throwback vintage Cedar Rapids bunny uniforms. Stan Trell Smith stands straight away from the right side. The 0-1 is low and outside, a curve ball. Stan Trell's batting .206, didn't play yesterday. No homers, 10 RBIs, and 3 triples for the right-handed batter. Chopper to second, charged by Johnson, and Josh throws in time to get Stan Trell Smith one away here in the Kernel second inning. We'll be playing Game 3 of this 4-game series against the Bees tomorrow evening. We'll be right here in the zone at 6:40 with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Out on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion tonight, Eastern Iowa Fringe Benefits. That's Shelley Vandruska and Ray Doctorman. This group, Sierra Manning, has a fundraiser. Sierra's a grade school student in the Prairie District who's fighting cancer and doing so very well. And then the Morey Party, M-O-R-E-Y, the Morey Party is also out on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. 1-1 to left-handed hitting center fielder Madison Edwards. Madison hits it hard to short, knocked down by Arce. He spins and throws just in time. Madison Edwards almost legged out that hard slicing two-hopper to short that was dropped by the shortstop, Valentino Arce. It was too hot to handle, but Arce picked it up in shallow left center, and from the grass, World had just enough on his throw, which was to the right field side of the bag. It was an effective stretch by Miguel Vega, and Madison Edwards, who hit the ball right on the nose, is retired. Shortstop to first for the second out here in the Kernel second inning. Now the leadoff batter, Heinle Stacia, who singled, advanced to third on a one-out single by Infante and stole home on a double steal, takes outside and low. A high fly ball drifting down the line and left, chased by Ethan Santana, who makes a fine running catch just in fair ground, well down the left field line near the Union-built sign tarp cover. Heinle Stacia flies to left. The Kernels go quickly and in order. in the lower half of the second inning. As we head to the third, Kernels lead the Bees 4-1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Pepsi Smash.
Hey, it's Mariah Carey. So you know that feeling you get when you meet someone new and like you got those butterflies every time when you call? Well, here's a ringtone that I created just for that moment. And you can only get it at PepsiSmash.com. Then there's the flip side. The guy you chose to give the heave-ho 2 years ago, but he still keeps calling. Well, here's your signal not to pick up the phone. Nice, huh? There's only one place you can get these, PepsiSmash.com.
Pepsi gives you the chance to get original, exclusive ringtones created by your favorite artists like Mariah Carey. Look under specially marked Pepsi caps and log on to PepsiSmash.com for information. 1 in 3 gets a ringtone. Also enter for a chance to win the newest Motorola cell phones. A winner every 10 minutes. No purchase necessary. Promotion subject to official rules at PepsiSmash.com. Internet access required. You must be 13 or older to play. Promotion ends 8/6/06. Ringtones must be downloaded by 8/20/06. Void where prohibited.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
We have a big crowd that has decided to meet me at the stadium, meet us at the stadium for this 4th of July late afternoon contest. We go to the third inning. The Kernels on top of Burlington 4-1, and the leadoff hitter for the Bees, Jose Duarte, who singled and scored, singled, stole second, and scored in the first, looks at the strike called. Kernel outfield plays Duarte to hit the other way, just a smidge, and a beautiful curve. The Uncle Charlie, a strike called to Duarte. 400 feet to center field here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. An 8-foot-high green padded wall. Above it, a dark green net 20 feet high. An 0-2 pitch, and Andy Hill came right after Duarte, who checked his swing and held up on the pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. It's 3:15 down the left field line here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. A 16-foot-high padded wall leading up to the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. It's a white wall. Here's a deep drive into left center. Stantrell Smith gliding to his left, puts it away. Well, that ball fooled me off the bat. Duarte must have hit it off the end of the bat, stroked it on a line into left center, and Stantrell Smith just floated over a couple of steps to haul it in. One away here in the B third, and that is now 7 in a row retired by 21-year-old Colonel right-hander Andy Hill. Josh Johnson with an RBI single in the first takes high and away a fastball that was choked off by the Colonel right-hander. Yes, that wall down the left field line is 16 feet high. It's padded and with blue letters. It spells Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, and then it has Randy Keel's website below it, www.randykeel.com. The 1-1 is bunted foul by Josh Johnson. Boy, he can fly, the switch hitter from Tampa, Florida, and he tried to drag a bunt up the first baseline. He bunted it foul, and it's 1-2 to Josh Johnson. Hey, Uncle Sam is here. They're showing him on the Rockwell Collins video board. Uncle Sam digging into some hot wings, wearing his pipe hat. I'm glad Metro Studios found Uncle Sam. He is here in a suite. Uncle Sam is waving. All right, Uncle Sam waving to the crowd. Boy, it wouldn't be the 4th of July without Uncle Sam. And no, he's not here to draft you for the war on terror or to collect taxes. He's here to stir up your patriotic feelings. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And Josh Johnson goes down on strikes. That's now 8 in a row set down by Andy Hill, who surrendered back-to-back singles and a walk in the first, but since then has been untouchable. The flag in right center is calm now, but moments ago it was really straight as a board, indicating a strong breeze from the north. That is from blowing in from left center field towards home plate. It's 403 to the base of the flagpole in right center. .390 to the right center field power alley, and .407 to the deepest part of this ballpark, deep left center field. Swinging a foul, straight back. Evens the count to Mario Lasson, Lisson. 1-1 to Mario Lasson. Andy Hill into his full windup and delivers a curve, and that's sliced into right center for a 2-out base hit. Racing over to get it, Marco Albano, and he gets it back into the cutoff man, Larry Infante. And the Bees have their first base runner since Mario Lasson, the batter who just singled into right, walked in the first inning. So the string of 8 in a row, retired by Andy Hill, comes to an end on a base hit into right center by Mario Lasson. We'll be checking our State Farm Major League scoreboard after the Bees bat here in the top of the third and see if any of those games that were in the middle innings have gone final yet. We do have 4 finals already from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Swing and a miss on a good yacker from Andy Hill. Strike 1 to Miguel Vega, who struck out his first time up. Burlington overall 39-40. Here's a 0-1 delivery, launched foul up into the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. Strike 2 to Miguel Vega. The Kernels overall are 37-45, but the Kernels are in sole possession of second place. It's a 3-way tie atop the Western Division second half standings. Swing and a miss on a high hummer. Miguel Vega struck out on a similar pitch in the first inning. No runs in the third for Burlington. 1 hit. There were no Kernel errors. The Bees leave 1, have stranded 3, leading the Western Division second half standings. A 3-way tie, Beloit, Kane County, and Peoria. Remember, Kane County and Peoria have already qualified for the playoffs, so the Kernels are a game back of Beloit. After 2.5 here on the 4th of July, Kernels leading the Bees 4-1.
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Colonel Team Physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he will be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Kernels' parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players. We head to the bottom of the third inning with the Kernels leading the Bees 4-1. The Bees scored a run off starter Andy Hill in the first inning. The Kernels countered with 4. The first run plated on a double steal by Infante and Stacia. Hindley stole home as Larry stole second. And then the Kernels got a 2-out, 3-run bomb from Mark Trumbo, his 10th of the year. In that first inning, Josh Davies takes a changeup low for ball 1. Josh struck out in the first inning, had 5 runs driven in yesterday in the Kernels' 7-1 victory. The 1-0. A strike, that was a fastball from right-hander Rainer Oliveros. Here's our State Farm Major League scoreboard update. As we play here in the bottom of the third, a roller to shortstop comes up for Valentino Arce, and Arce on to first, 1 away here in the Kernel third inning as Josh Davies grounds out to short. Earlier this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, sponsored by State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Gary Shubat at RFK Stadium. The Nationals turned back the Marlins 6-4. At Shea Stadium, the Mets nipped the Pirates 7-6. At Minute Maid Park, the Astros Here's a high fly ball into straightaway center. Tomahawked out there by Larry Infante. Jose Duarte pockets it. He didn't have to move a step in medium center. 2 away here in the Kernel third, and that's now 6 in a row set down by Rainer Oliveras since the 3-run Trumbo homer in the first inning. At Minute Maid Park, the Cubs bowed to the Astros 7-2 Houston. At Miller Park, it was the Brewers beating the Reds 5-2. They're tied in the top of the 9th inning at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia. San Diego 5, the Phillies 5 in the top of the 9th. The only final from this afternoon in the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard saw our parent club, the Angels, stomp Seattle at Safeco Field 14-6. With 2 gone here in the Kernel third, Flint Whipke takes a strike. It's 1-1 to Flint. Now a fastball, over but low, ball 2. Flint rolled out to second in the first inning. Whipke hitting .255, a homer, 22 RBIs. He got the Kernel 5-run 7th started yesterday with a double to right. He smacks one into the right field corner fair. Flint may try for his league-high 8th triple of the year. He rounds second. The right fielder gets it into the cutoff man. Throw to third. Not in time! Flint Whipke has his league-high 8th triple of the season. Flint Whipke has his league-high 8th triple of the year. A line drive tailing in the right field corner. Jeremy Jersley had all sorts of trouble picking it clean out of that corner. Whipke with 2 outs, legs out his 8th triple of the season. Flint Whipke with his league-high 8th triple stands at third with 2 out and a changeup, a swing and a miss by Marco Albano. Strike 1 to Marco. Boy, Flint Whipke has 8 triples to lead the Midwest League. The right-hander Oliveros comes set at the chin level. The next pitch to Marco is a breaking pitch over, strike 2. Again, our parent club, the Angels, trounced the Mariners 14-6 this afternoon at Safeco Field. They're in the top of the 9th at U.S. Cellular Field, and the White Sox are hammering the Orioles 13-0. Marco trying to come out of an 0-2 count and drive home Flint takes high and away a fastball wasted by Oliveros. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. The Devil Rays lead the Red Sox 4-3. And in the top of the 8th in Oakland, the Tigers and A's tied 1-1. Albano fouls one over the Kernel first base dugout up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace that's jam-packed, open to the public. For just $25, they get the spectacular view of the game, all the food and drink they want, plus the best view of the Freedom Festival fireworks in all of Cedar Rapids. Whipke at third, 2 out here in the third. Marco Albano, ground ball, base hit into right field. Big 2-out single for the Kernel number 5 hitter, Marco Albano. Albano comes through with a clutch 2-out RBI single, grounding it through the right side of the B infield and upping the Kernel lead here in the third inning to 5-1. Big 2-out piece of hitting by Marco Albano to drive home Flint Whipke. Whipke comes home after his league-high 8th triple of the year to make it 5-1 on the RBI single by Albano. Now Mark Trumbo, who hit a thunderous 3-run home run, his 10th of the year in the first inning, takes outside, ball 1. Mark facing Rainer Oliveros with Albano at first, 2 out. Ball 2 is low from Rainer Oliveros, the right-hander. 5-1 Kernels here in the bottom of the third inning. Ball 3, low and away. Mark Trumbo showing very good discipline is ahead now, 3-0. That wind, which I said subsided a little bit earlier, is now whipping pretty good now. A high fly ball into shallow right. Coming on is Jeremy Jersley, and on a dead sprint, Jersley gloves it at the height of the cap of the bill of his cap to end the inning. Mark Trumbo flies to right. The Kernels strike for a 2-out run on Flint Whipke's league-high 8th triple of the year. A 2-out RBI single rolled through the right side of the B infield by Marco Albano, his 12th RBI of the season. 1 run for the Kernels on 2 hits. There were no B errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man aboard, our first stranded of the late afternoon. We go to the top of the 4th. It's now the Kernels 5 and the Bees 1.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Top of the hour, a reminder that you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. 5-1 Kernels as Jeff Howell leads off against Colonel right-hander Andy Hill here in the top of the 4th inning. Andy's first pitch is a fastball, low and inside, ball 1. Jeff Howell, a .241 batter, a right-handed hitter, bats from a low crouch, and whistles it hard to second, right at the knees of Larry Infante, who stabs it for the first out here in the 4th inning. Jeff Howell, who flew out to deep left in the 1st inning, has lined out to the second baseman, Larry Infante. Larry had to go down into a catcher's crouch to make the play. 1 out here in the B4th inning, and the batter, Jeremy Jerschley. TV9's John Campbell down below, taking footage for his Channel 9 sportscast. A bouncer up the middle. Heinley Stacia gloves it in front of the bag at second and on to first with it for the second out of the inning. Jeremy Jerschley has grounded out to shortstop for the second out here in the B4th inning. Burlington's offense has been in low gear most of the season, just like our Kernel offense has. Burlington's hitting .231 as a team. That's next to last in the Midwest League. The Bees have 26 home runs in 79 games. That's second to last. They are second in the league in stolen bases to our ball club. The Bees have swiped 94 bases to our 107. Ball 1 low. The next delivery from Hill is also downstairs. It's 2-0 to Brady Everett, who bounced out to Josh Davies at third, leading off the Bees' second inning. There's ball 3 low from Andy. Andy Hill faced this Burlington ball club June 3rd here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. He was a 3-1 loser. Strike 1 called. Andy Hill pitched 6 innings against the Bees back here on June 3rd, and in 6 innings surrendered 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits in 6 innings, struck out a pair, walked none. He issues a dreaded 2-out walk to Brady Everett here in the 4th inning. And the pitch was low and in. The reason I say a dreaded 2-out walk, the Angels implore their pitchers to avoid giving up that 2-out walk. It keeps an inning going without the batter having done anything to deserve, to merit the inning to keep going. It's one thing if you give up a 2-out hit. Here's a pitch off the glove of Flint Whipke that rolls out to the left of the dirt batting circle. Flint is able to retrieve it in time to keep Brady Everett from trying to go to second. Ball 1 inside to Valentino Arce, who grounded out to short in the second inning. No, I flat out asked Kernan Ronan, our outstanding pitching coach, why the Angels are so opposed to 2-out walks, and Kernan said it keeps an inning going without the offense earning that right to keep it going. A curve is a beauty, a strike call to Arce. Valentino wears his royal blue socks up high, holds his hands in close to his back shoulder, and whistles the pitch foul beyond the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. It was a pleasure meeting Tom Barbie's son from Des Moines. Tom Barbie's son is Tom, and we were instant pals because he's a Cardinal fan. In fact, Tom Barbie was wearing his red Cardinal jersey with the gold bat and the 2 Redbirds perched on top of it. Swing and a tip foul. That one thudded off the shin protector of the plate umpire, Robert Boyle. Andy Hill wears his Colonel red socks up high. Andy's a 6'4", 21-year-old right-hander from north central Washington State. He lives on the east side of the mountains, so they don't get the rain in his part of the state that Seattle gets. A pitch low and away, and it's ball 2 to Arce, who steps out and looks at the signs being flashed by his manager coaching at third, Jim Gabella. The Deucers are wild here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at first, 5-1 Kernels. Runner not going, and a ground ball foul past third, just foul. That one nestles into the maroon tarp cover that proudly boasts this stadium built with union labor. Kernels have out-hit the Bees 5-3 and lead it 5-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Burlington's pitching staff is outstanding. They're ranked 2nd in the league with a 3.22 team ERA. Arce takes a curve just inside. I thought he went around, but according to the base umpire, between the mound and second on the grass, Matt Schaffert, Valentino Arce held up. Now the count's full to the number 8 hitter, and the runner will be going with 2 out. The runner from first, Brady Everett. Mark Trumbo does not hold Everett on this payoff delivery from Andy Hill. And it's corked foul past third, just foul. That would have resulted in the runner probably scoring all the way from first base. But instead, Brady Everett has to go back to first base. And we'll do it again. We'll repeat the payoff pitch with 2 outs from Hill to Arce. Valentino pops it foul. It plops onto the grandstand roof behind home plate. The Kernels at home this season are edging ever closer to that coveted 500 mark. You want to play 500 ball on the road and play over 500 at home. It just hasn't worked out that way for us yet this year. We're 19-21 here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The runner goes, the 3-2 pitch spanked to third, off the glove of Josh Davies for an error, and the batter tries for second. He's safe. It's second and third with 2 outs. The error on Josh Davies, his first as a Colonel. He let the ball play him. He didn't charge it and waited back for the second hop. The ball deflected off the mid of Davies, and with Brady Everett running, he made it to third. Valentino Arce beat the throw from Heinle Stacia, who had to retrieve the ball in shallow left field. And the error by Josh Davies, just his first in 10 games as a Colonel, 9 games that is. And what did we say about the dreaded 2-out walk? It unjustly, if you're the defending team, puts you under the gun because the offense didn't earn the right to keep the inning going. But because of the 2-out walk, a 3-2 pitch to Valentino Arce was grounded on 2 hops off the glove of third baseman Josh Davies. We welcome Denny Cram into the booth. Denny is a fixture here at the ballpark. He sells our programs, record numbers every year, right out front. When you come in, you hear Denny letting you know that our programs are only $2. Brady Everett at third, Valentino Arce at second, and a curveball high to Ethan Santana. The Bees could get right back in this game. Santana, of all things, fakes a bunt and takes a strike. Denny's also a good personal friend. I entrust him to take care of my cats, Boo and Shy, whenever I'm out of town, and boy, do I come back to a happy household of brother and sister cats. Andy Hill from the full windup. The pitch is lifted into right center, extra bases. What did we say about the 2-out walk? Then the error. 2 runs are in. Racing around second, speeding to third, Ethan Santana, and the Bees are right back in this game. It's 5-3 Kernels. That 2-out walk has killed us. Ethan Santana with a 2-run, 2-out triple following a 2-out walk and an error, and the Bees now have a runner at third, 2 out, and they trail 5-3. Wow! Burlington, the lower third of their order, striking for 2 big runs here in the top of the 4th inning, and the Bees are right back in this game. Brady Everett drew a 2-out walk. Valentino Arce reached on a 2-out error, and Ethan Santana made the Kernels pay dearly as he tagged a 2-run triple past the center fielder Madison Edwards all the way to the 403 mark, and the Kernels get a right-hander up in their bullpen. Ball 1 to Jose Duarte low. Andy Hill's pitch is bounced to third. Davies has this one. Josh throws the batter out to end the inning. Jose Duarte bounces to third to end the B 2-out rally here in the 4th inning. A costly 2-out walk and a costly 2-out error, followed by a 2-run triple, have the Bees storming back in this one. In the 4th, 2 runs for Burlington on 1 hit, a walk, an error, and the Bees leave 1 aboard. They've stranded 4. After 3.5 innings, the Kernel lead, which was 5-1, has been whittled to 5-3. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
This summer, children of all ages will enhance their imaginations through reading thanks to the Summer Reading Program. Toyota Financial Services, The Gazette, Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers, and Bloomsbury Farm have teamed up with the Cedar Rapids Kernels, encouraging children to read during the summer. For every 250 minutes a child reads, they will receive a reward to be claimed at the Ben Ritter Diamond Shop at Veterans Memorial Stadium. For every child that reaches 1,000 minutes, they will be invited to the Kernels Reader Recognition Day, Sunday, August 27th. They will receive the autographs of Kernels players on the field. Encourage your child to start reading today, helping them reach their goals for the summer.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more.
I'm a pepper.
You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Well, a few moments ago, the Kernel lead of 4 runs seemed rather comfortable, but now the Bees are right back in it, and the Kernels have to get back to work and muster up some more offense against right-hander Rainer Oliveras. 5-3 Kernels here in the bottom of the 4th. Oliveras' first pitch is high, a fastball, to Brett Martinez, who struck out to end the Kernel 4-run first inning. 5-3 Kernels, bottom of the 4th, and a right-hander's fastball, a strike at the knees to right-handed hitting catcher DH this evening, Brett Martinez. The shadows being cast by the grandstand roof are now halfway to the mound. With Brett standing in shadowland and right-hander Oliveras in bright sunshine, Brett falls in the hole 1-2, a fastball taken for a strike on the inside edge. Curve, and Brett stayed right on it and laces it foul straight back. Let me reiterate how dazzling Jesse Rader, our head groundskeeper, and his crew, how dazzling the field looks with the patriotic touches of 3, a total of 9 stars. There's strike 3 called on the inside corner to Brett Martinez, 1 away here in the Kernel 4th inning. There are 3 stars between the first base line and the Kernel first base dugout, a red, a white, and a blue. And then 3 stars left to right as we look down behind home plate, a red, white, and blue star. And then in front of the B third base dugout on the grass, a red, white, and blue star. And Jesse's grounds crew did that extra special for this patriotic Independence Day ball game. A swing and a miss on a changeup by Stantrell Smith. Stantrell bounced to second his first time up. There's a changeup low from Rainer Oliveros. The Bees right back in the game now after trailing 5-1. It's 5-3 Kernels. The breeze still blowing briskly from left to right. A half swing by Stantrell on a changeup blowing away. He went around, did Smith. Strike 2 to Stantrell, a right-handed hitter, batting 8th in the Allen Motor Company order. The 1-2 from the right-hander is lofted on the infield towards the right side, and it's the second baseman drifting over towards first to glove it. Josh Johnson makes the catch on the weak pop-up off the bat of Stantrell Smith for the second out here in the Colonel fourth inning. Rainer Oliveros does not throw hard. He uses a full wind-up delivery, and it's a very slow, calculated, deliberate motion. He's not going to overpower you, but he'll keep you off stride. That's what he's done to the first two Colonel hitters here in the fourth inning. His fastball zips down and in, ball one, to left-handed hitting center fielder Madison Edwards. Madison giving Brad Kuhn a rare night off. Takes a fastball on the outside edge for a strike. Madison hit the ball sharply on 2 hops to shortstop Valentino Arce and was thrown out in his first at-bat in the second inning. 5-3 Kernels, 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the fourth, and ball 2 low to Madison Edwards. Madison wears his white home Colonel pants all the way down to his shoe tops, wears a pair of white batting gloves, bats from a low crouch, and bounces it hard back to the mound. I think Rainer Oliveros just took a 2-out hit away from the Colonel number 9 hitter as he sliced his glove up just in time to stab that hard-hit one-hopper. So the Colonels go in order in the bottom of the fourth inning. And as we head to the fifth, we have a capacity crowd enjoying the action here on the 4th of July. The Colonels ahead of the Bees, 5-3. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communication.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Our guests on the Westdale Mall Whirling Waters Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub are enjoying the action high above the left field wall. And those guests, Kelly Elliott. Kelly Elliott is on the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Josh Johnson, an RBI single to give the Bees an early lead in the top of the first, struck out in the third. He leads off in the fifth against Andy Hill. And Andy's fastball is taken just inside as Josh Johnson backs away, faking a bunt, ball one. Josh, a switch hitter batting left, waits for the 1-0 from Andy Hill. And it's a strike called on the outside corner. Boy, is it great to see this ballpark full for the second time on this homestand. Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night last Saturday night brought in a crowd of over 4,800. Here's a ground ball past Andy Hill into center field for a base hit. Well, there's the difference in fielding. Madison Edwards hit a similar hard one-hopper back to the mound. It was gloved by Rainer Oliveros to end the Colonel fourth inning. Josh Johnson grounded one sharply through the middle, and Andy Hill reacted quickly, but the ball whizzed by his glove into center for a leadoff single for Josh Johnson. And the Bees are on the comeback trail as they have Mario Lasone, who's walked and singled at the plate. Johnson not running. Lasone grounds it foul between Bee manager Jim Gabella and the third base line. Strike one. Boy, those kids are swarming down the hillside of the grass slope seating berth. Stantrell Smith tries to toss it and I guess did make it. Or no, it lodged behind the tarp. Where those kids on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion had their chance but dropped Stantrell's toss. 0-1 to Mario Lasone, 234 batter, with a team high second on the team with 7 home runs. He leads Burlington with 41 RBIs, and Andy Hill gets ahead 0-2 with a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Josh Johnson being held at first by Trumbo, and a throw over there by the Kernels starter Andy Hill. Mark does not tag Josh Johnson, who gets back standing up. Johnson has 11 steals. He's been caught 8 times. Andy Hill's 0-2. Curve, line drive to Stacia. Heinle catches it. Got it to first. Double play! Heinle Stacia caught the line drive and then threw across the diamond to complete a double play. And boy, is that a big play in this game with the Bees getting the momentum back with their 2-out, 2-run rally in the 4th inning. Josh Johnson was caught off first base on a Mario Lasone line drive to Heinle Stacia. Heinle caught it, got rid of it in a flash, and threw on to first for the 6-3 double play. The first turn by the Kernels, and I mean that was a big double play. Base is empty now, 2 out, and the batter, Miguel Vega. Ball 1 in the dirt from Andy Hill. Mario Lasone on a hanging curveball ripped it to short. Heinle Stacia caught it just above the bill of his navy blue cap with a red bill and then threw out the runner at first for the double play, Josh Johnson. Count even now 1-1 to Miguel Vega, who fouls the 1-0 pitch back over the grandstand roof. The pleasant aroma of smoke generated by the hot corner grill above the third base stands. A high drive to deep left. Stantrell Smith back. It's off the wall and out of here. Home run just below the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub, the Whirling Waters home run hot tub. Miguel Vega with his 10th home run of the year cuts the Kernel lead to a run. It's 5-4 Kernels. Miguel Vega teed off on a 1-1 pitch from Andy Hill and launched it just over the 8-foot high green padded wall and left. And off the Whirling Waters Mix 96.5 FM Westdale Mall home run hot tub sign. And the Kernel lead has been whittled to 1 run here in the 5th inning. The Bees have now out-hit us 6-5. The batter for Burlington, Jeff Howell. Andy Hill's fastball is low for ball 1. The Kernels get Chris Howell starting to throw down the right field line. 5-4 Kernels here in the top of the 5th inning. How big was that double play the Kernels just turned? Well, it's the reason that it's the reason we're still ahead by a run. Jeff Howell, 0-for-2, takes ball 2 low. Howell has blown to left and lined to second. Burlington's hit the ball hard tonight against Kernel starter Andy Hill. It's just that simple. They've had very good swings. And a fastball is low, ball 3. Chris Howell has just started to throw, so he's not ready quite yet. Howell on the 3-1 pitch. Corks it hard to third. What a play by Davies to field it and throw the batter out. That ball was hit like a bullet on the ground. Josh Davies was able to center it between his feet and glove it and throw out Jeff Howell to end the 5th inning. But the Bees strike for 1 run on 2 hits, a Kernel double play. There were no Kernel errors. Burlington leaves the bases empty. We've got ourselves a 1-run game as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kernels 5, Bees 4. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Training and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are two hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council World-Class Apprenticeship Program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
Kernels come to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Having seen their 5-1 lead dwindle to 1 run, it's 5-4 Kernels. Tomorrow evening is a Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday, and that means the first 750 of you Kernel fans to come to tomorrow evening's 7 o'clock game. The gates open at 6. If you're among the first 750 fans to come, tomorrow evening, you'll receive an envelope from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Inside of that envelope, cash. Anything from any amount from $1 to $100 from Fairfax State Savings Bank. It's a Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday tomorrow evening. Then we wrap up the 8-game homestand on Thursday night. It's a Thirsty Thursday. 12-ounce draft beer, 12-ounce sodas, slushies are only $1. On Thursday night. That's also a 7 o'clock start. Top of the order for the Kernels here in the bottom of the fifth inning. With the Bees trailing 5-4. Ball 1 has Heinley Stacia backing out of the way. Heinley singled and scored on a double steal in the first inning. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Heinley then flew out to left down the line. His next time up. Stacia bloops one into shallow right center. This may fall, and it will fall into a triangle between Josh Johnson, the second baseman, the center fielder Jose Duarte, and right fielder Jeremy Jerschley. Heinley Stacia dropped one in to shallow right center, and that's his second hit of the evening, and the Kernels have their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the fifth inning, looking to add to a very narrow and precarious one-run lead. Josh Davies, right-handed hitter. Nothing for 2 so far in this game. Lays off a breaking pitch low and away. Ball 1 from Rainer Oliveros. The Kernels as a team are batting .237. That's tied for 12th in the 14-team Midwest League. But against Burlington, we're hitting .253, and at home, we're batting .250. Stacia at first with a good-sized lead. He's not running, and ball 2 is upstairs to Josh Davies. Davies stands straight away from the right side, and now we'll pause for a moment as the catcher, Jeff Howell, along with the third baseman, Mario Lasone, come in to talk it over with the Venezuelan right-hander, Rainer Oliveros. Rainer was a 6-5 winner his last time out. That was Thursday night in Peoria. In that start, he went 5 innings against the Chiefs, gave them 2 runs, only 1 earned on 4 hits. The runner goes, and a line shot into right field is caught by Jeremy Jerschley, and sliding back into first is Heinley Stacia. Josh Davies with tough hitting luck, rammed it hard on a line right into right fielder Jeremy Jerschley's glove. Heinley Stacia with heads-up base running got back to first to prevent the Bees from turning to double play. Larry Infante batting with 1 on, 1 out. Boy, that was a tough break for the Kernels as Davies really hit it hard into right field. Larry Infante, left-handed batter, does not wear batting gloves. Larry loves to feast on first pitches. Chris Howell is warming up in the Colonel bullpen, and I think he may take over in this game in the top of the 6th inning. Larry Infante bounces one back to the mound. Should be a double play. Pitcher throws to the shortstop, Arce for one, and Valentino to first to end the inning. Larry Infante continues to jump on first pitches, and he rammed it on one hop right back to the hill. Rainer Oliveras fielded it, spun through to the shortstop, Arce at second for the force of Stacia, on to first for the 1-6-3 twin killing. No runs in the 5th for the Kernels, a leadoff single by Stacia. There were no BRs, and the Kernels leave nobody aboard. Let's see if we're going to have a new pitcher. We can't tell yet. We'll let you know, as well as give you a chance to earn a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Our Springhouse trivia question comes your way when the Bees bat in the top of the 6th inning. Through 5, Kernels lead the Bees 5-4. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood, start here, go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, fine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. And when it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talents. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
As we suspected, we have a new Kernel pitcher to face Burlington in the top of the 6th inning, with the Kernels nursing a 5-4 lead over the Bees. Andy Hill goes 5 innings in his 7th start of the year, gives the Bees 4 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits. Andy struck out a pair of Burlington batters, and he walked 3. Check that. He struck out 3 and walked 2. Andy Hill struck out 3 and walked 2. Chris Howell's first pitch is grounded to second. Looking into his mid is Larry Infante, and Larry's throw retires Jeremy Jerschley, who's 0 for 3 now. Jerschley wraps out to second. 1 gone on 1 pitch here in the Bees' 6th inning. Again, the final line on the Colonel departed starter Chris Hill. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Chris Howell ready to pitch to Brady Everett, and the first delivery low and away. Chris Howell last pitched Saturday here at home in a Colonel victory against Dayton. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 run unearned on 2 hits, struck out 1, walked none. Chris Howell evens the count now to the right-handed hitting Brady Everett with a curve on the outside corner, strike 1. This call to the bullpen brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Ball 2, a breaking pitch low from the Colonel right-hander out of the University of Tennessee, Chris Howell. He challenges Brady Everett with a fastball in on his hand, strike 2 swinging. Chris Howell is 1-1, lost 5. He has 2 saves and an ERA of 5.15, the 2-2. The batter went around on a pitch in the dirt, strike 3 on Brady Everett. 2 gone here in the 6th inning. Chris Howell in 36 2/3 innings has allowed 44 hits, struck out 29 batters in 36 2/3, walked 13. The league hitting .310 against Chris Howell. 23-year-old Colonel right-hander into his windup And he misses high, ball one to Valentino Arce. If you've been one of our previous 38 Springhouse Family Restaurant Trivia Question winners this spring or summer, congratulations. Please don't call in this evening. That'll give all the other great Kernel fans listening across eastern Iowa and on the internet on www.kernels.com their fair chance at a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. The Springhouse now serves beer and wine coolers, and that would go down very well on some of these hot summer evenings. The Springhouse serves beer and wine coolers. The Springhouse is now completely non-smoking. A one-hopper plugged off the batter's fist to short. Heinley Stacia unloads in time to get Valentino Arce, and what a fantastic 1-2-3 inning for Kernel relief pitcher Chris Howell. Chris sets the side down in order here in the top of the sixth inning. We'll take your calls now at 896-7589, 896-7589, and you're probably thinking, John, you haven't given us the Springhouse trivia question yet. Here it is. Name the St. Louis Cardinal catcher who led the National League in triples with 13 in 1966. Name the Cardinal catcher who led the National League in triples with 13 in 1966. The number to call for the $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse, 896-7589, 896-7589, 896-7589. Name the Cardinal catcher who led the National League in triples with 13 in 1966. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's the Kernels 5 and Burlington 4.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Flint Whipke, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, stands in and takes a ball outside. And now another delivery low from Rainer Oliveras. 5-4 Kernels on this delightfully cool, low humidity Independence Day evening now. The 2-0 to Flint, outside corner, a beautiful pitch that Flint couldn't have hit with a 10-foot pole. Strike one called. 2-1 to Whipke. Flint's run in this game, after tripling in the third inning, the difference in the game, 5-4 Kernels. Flint Whipke drives one a mile high into the air to straightaway center. Jose Duarte went back, now comes in to glove it. One out here in the Kernel, sixth inning, 5-4 Kernels. We want to congratulate our Springhouse Family Restaurant Trivia Question winner, Mark Clausen of Marion. Mark Clausen, C-L-A-S-S-O-N. Mark lives in Marion, and he just made our entire day by letting us know that he loves listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network. Mark Clausen answered our Springhouse trivia question. He named the Cardinal catcher who led the National League in triples with 13 in 1966. Timmy McCarver. Here's a high, lazy fly ball into right center by Marco Albano. It, too, is caught by Jose Duarte. 2 gone here in the Kernel sixth inning. Yes, Mark Clausen, you were right. You earned a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse by fingering Tim McCarver as the Cardinal catcher who led the NL in triples with 13 in 1966. McCarver had 13 triples. Teammate Lou Brock had a dozen. And Roberto Clemente, the late Hall of Famer, was third in the National League with 11 triples. Mark Clausen, C-L-A-S-S-O-N, from Hillview Drive in Marion. Congratulations, Mark. You've earned that $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. It's highly unusual to see a catcher lead the league in triples. Flint Ripke leads the Midwest League in triples with eight, including one tonight. The 2-0 to Trumbo is popped a mile high to the left of home plate. Jeff Howell, the catcher, throws his mask, calls for it. Just outside the dirt batting circle, Mark Trumbo's foul pop is caught by the catcher, Howell, to end the Colonel sixth inning. Didn't take long for Rainer Oliveros to retire the Colonel side in order in the sixth. We go to the seventh. It's anybody's game on the 4th of July. Great to have you with us here on 1600 ESPN Radio. After 6, Colonel is still clinging to a 5-4 lead over the Bees. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odysseys. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
Chris Howell coming off a 1-2-3 inning in relief of starter. Andy Hill is ready to go in the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th, and it's 5-4 Kernels. Burlington led briefly. They scored a run in the top of the 1st inning. The Kernels answered with 4 in the bottom of the 1st, tacked on another run to make it 5-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Bees scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th to make it a 1-run game. Howell paints the outside corner to Ethian Santana for a strike. Ethian socked a 2-run, 2-out triple to make it 5-3 Kernels in the 4th inning. Or in the 3rd inning, rather. No, that was in the 4th inning. A change-up low from the Colonel right-hander, Chris Howell. More finals for you from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The 1-1 to Ethian, who chokes the bat slightly, does not wear batting gloves. It's downstairs, ball 2. Ethian Santana, a .254 batter, no homers, 10 RBIs. Clubs one high and deep to right, way back. Albano on the track. Marco has it. Ethian Santana gave it a ride, made a bid for his first home run of the year, and in a lot of ballparks that would have been a home run, but Marco Albano drifted back onto the warning track and caught it for the first out here in the 7th inning. 4 in a row retired by Chris Howell. State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Gary Schuback, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler bring us this look at afternoon action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. A high drive over towards the right field line. Marco Albano on the run has it. Marco Albano tested back and now to his left. Marco scooted to his left and caught the deep drive tailing away from him off the bat of Jose Duarte. 2 gone here in the B7th, 5-4 Kernels. In the National League this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, in the nation's capital, the Nationals beat the Marlins 6-4. At Shea Stadium, the Mets clipped the Pirates 7-6. It was Houston drubbing the Cubs 7-2 at Minute Maid Park. Today in Milwaukee, the Brewers derailed the Reds 5-2. Strike one called on the outside corner to Josh Johnson. Now a changeup just outside, ball one. Again, Milwaukee 5, the Reds 2 at Miller Park today. A fastball from Howell is upstairs, ball 2 to Josh Johnson. Switch hitter batting left. Bases empty, 2 gone. Top of the 7th, 5-4 Kernels. Johnson cracks it past the mound. Larry Infante charges, double pumps and throws out Josh Johnson. Quite a play by Larry Infante on a bouncer to shallow second. Larry got Josh Johnson, the speedster. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Howell, who's retired 6 straight Bs. We're going to keep it right here as Lindale Dental Care sponsors the 7th inning stretch and the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Capacity crowd, 4th of July. Listen to Lindale Dental Care presenting Singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Great time here on the 4th of July. We're going to keep it right here and continue with our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's see if the Bees have gone to their bullpen. Burlington still has Rainer Oliveros out on the hill with the Kernels leading 5-4. This afternoon at Citizens Bank Ballpark, continuing with our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Phillies edge the Padres 6-5. In the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, at Safeco Field, our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, sunk Seattle 14-6. At U.S. Cellular Field, the White Sox creamed the Orioles 13-0. And it was the Red Sox bowing to Tampa Bay 9-6. Double Rays. That game was played at Tropicana Field. Let's see if anything has happened in the Tiger game against Oakland. They were in the 10th inning, tied 1-1, and they are in the bottom of the 10th inning, and it's still the Tigers won, the A's won at the Coliseum. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. A ground ball to the left side by Brett Martinez, backhanded by Arce, who throws Brett out. Brett Martinez swinging at the first pitch to open up the Kernels' 7th, bounces out on 3 hops to deep short. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 5-4 Kernels. Our State Farm Major League scoreboard was brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Gary Schubert. Santrell Smith looks at a changeup, a strike called from Oliveros. Boy, Rainer has really pitched well since a 4-run Colonel first inning. He's only allowed a run since. Santrell Smith waves at a let-up and misses strike 2 rather, 0-2 to Santrell. The Bees have a lefty up in their bullpen. Ball 1 wasted high and outside to Santrell Smith. The Kernels have Robert Romero, a right-hander in our bullpen, and Burlington has a tall lefty. A number up the middle, and it's charged by the shortstop, Arce. Valentino throws, not in time! That's an infield single on sheer hustle by Santrell Smith. Santrell Smith has beaten out an infield single, and that's the first Kernel hit since the leadoff single by Stacia back in the 5th inning. Santrell Smith may be doing some running here in the 7th inning with the Kernels leading 5-4. The lefty for the Bees is Eliezer Garcia. Eliezer Garcia is warming up for the Bees in their left field bullpen. Robert Romero warming up for the Kernels. Madison Edwards at the plate. Man, he's due for something good. He's hit the ball hard twice so far in this game. Once to short, once back to the hill, but nothing to show for it. 5-4 Kernels. Stantrell Smith not running, and here's a high pop foul onto the first base grandstand roof. Strike one on Madison Edwards. Madison has a low batting average, 131, no homers, 2 RBIs, but he's due to break out of it. He really is. Madison's a good ball player. He can help you in a number of ways. Hasn't gotten a chance to play his favorite position too often this season, catcher. A throw to first, and Stantrell Smith dives back safely. Madison did catch the homestand opener here Thursday night, a 4-3 Colonel loss to Dayton, and caught very well. A throw to first, and Stantrell gets back safely once again. Stantrell Smith has 7 steals in 9 tries. Another throw to first, and Smith returns safely again, standing up. Lefty Eliza Garcia throwing in earnest in the B bullpen. 20-year-old right-hander Rainer Oliveros misses upstairs with a fastball. It evens the count to Madison, 1-1. Robert Romero pitched Thursday night in the homestand opener, and here comes the pitching coach for the Bees, Steve Luber. He wants to talk it over with Oliveros. That'll give us a chance to relay our baseball fun fact to you. Let's go back 24 years ago, July 4th, 1982, and before Denver had the Rockies in big league baseball, they had a AAA franchise, the Denver Bears. They may have been the Bears or the Zephyrs in 82, I can't remember which, but on the 4th of July at Mile High Stadium, the Denver Bears or Zephyrs, the home team, drew an all-time minor league high crowd of 65,666. 65,666 fans watched Denver play Omaha July 4th, 1982 at Mile High Stadium. Wow, that's our baseball fun fact. And, of course, they enjoyed a fireworks display after the game. The largest crowd in minor league baseball history, July 4th, 1982, 65,666 at Denver's Mile High Stadium. Mile High Stadium doesn't even exist anymore. Invesco Field was built near Mile High. Mile High is now a wild throw! And Stantrell Smith will race to second. He's rounding second. He'll stop there as the second baseman retrieves it. And a wild throw by Rainer Oliveros, an error. And the Kernels now are in a position to try to score with Stantrell Smith throwing a throw, a wild one by Rainer Oliveros, past the first baseman Miguel Vega, skipped into the Colonel bullpen, ricocheted off the wall. Stantrell popped to his feet, raced to second, could not advance to third, and now Madison Edwards will have a chance to drive home. Stantrell Smith from second base. 5-4 Kernels here in the bottom of the 7th, 1 out. And Oliveros steps off the rubber. Stantrell Smith leads away from second. The 1-1 to the Colonel number 9 hitter. Up and away, ball 2 to Madison Edwards. I remember Mile High Stadium as a minor league venue. I remember it as the home of the Rockies before Coors Field was built. Steep second and third tiers on Mile High Stadium. And remember the controversy when the Broncos built their new stadium? It's called Invesco Field at Mile High. Denver did not want to relinquish that great name, that one-in-a-million name, Mile High Stadium. Ball 3 is high, not a mile high, but upstairs to the Colonel hitter, Madison Edwards. Now Oliveira steps off the rubber. 5-4 Kernels before a capacity crowd on this 4th of July evening. The lights have not been turned on yet. Ball 4 low, and Madison Edwards walks, and it's first and second. 1 out, and I think that may be it for Rainer Oliveros. I don't see Jim Gabella coming out yet. Jim Gabella is leaning on the second step of the B dugout, and I'm a little bit surprised that the Bees are going to let Rainer Oliveros face Heinle Stacia. Wait a minute, they're not. They are not going to let Rainer Oliveros face Heinle Stacia. Out comes Jim Gabella, and in comes left-hander Eliezer Garcia. Now, Stacia will turn around and bat right-handed. Eliezer Garcia is a 21-year-old, soon-to-be 22-year-old lefty from Venezuela. His birthday is, well, wait a minute. No, he's turned 22. He is 22 years old, and Eliezer Garcia will take over on the mound for Rainer Oliveros. Rainer goes 6 1/3, and in 6 1/3, he has surrendered 5 Colonel runs on 7 hits. Rainer Oliveros struck out 3, and the right-hander walked 2. Let me correct myself. Rainer Oliveros didn't strike out 3. He fanned 4 Kernels. Rainer Oliveros fanned 4 in 6 1/3. And Eliezer, Eliezer, Eliezer Garcia is now pitching for Burlington. Garcia, a southpaw, wears his royal blue socks up high. Eliezer is 0-2 this year, on for the 21st time for Burlington. He has a save, a 4.03 earned run average. Garcia, in 29 innings, has only surrendered 23 hits. He has struck out 21 in 29 innings, walked 14, and the league is hitting .205 against Eliezer Garcia. Heinle Stacia, who has 2 hits, including a leadoff single in the first. He was on the back end of a double steal, stole home in the Colonel 4-run first. Heinle has been red hot. In his last 12 games, he is 22 for 46. Heinle Stacia's 22 for 46 in his last 12 games, including this 4th of July contest. 2 on, 1 out, and a strike at the knees on the inside corner to Stacia from Eliezer Garcia. Pitched in Idaho Falls in 20 games last year in relief, was 2-2 with a 3.45 ERA. The 6'1" southpaw misses high and away. Eliezer has a distinct kick on his front leg. He thrusts it up and then kind of throws it or jiggles it awkwardly towards the batter, and it can be distracting. You have to watch for the release point and not that crazy-legged front kick by the lefty. Ball 2 is high and inside to Stacia. Stantrell Smith at second. Madison Edwards at first. Bottom of the 7th inning, Kernels ahead 5-4 over Burlington. Ball 3 down and into Heinle from Garcia. Beautiful, crystal clear blue skies. A light breeze blowing from left field in towards the right field line, and ball 4 taken away by Heinle Stacia. The bases are loaded for Josh Davies. Josh Davies will bat against lefty Eliezer Garcia with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Josh had a big day yesterday, a 2-run homer, an RBI single, and a 2-run base hit. Drove in 5 with the Colonel's 7 runs in the Colonel's 7-1 victory over this B-ball club. Tonight, or this afternoon and this evening, Davies is struck out, grounded to short, and lined to right. Strike 1 call. Davies was taking all the way. Stantrell Smith at third. Madison Edwards at second. Heinley Stacia at first. The 0-1 to Davies. In the dirt, blocked by Jeff Howell to prevent a wild pitch. Kernels trying to add to a narrow one-run lead here in the seventh inning, up 5-4. The 1-1 to Davies. Fouled away up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, which is sold out tonight to the public. $25 for the ball game, all the food and drink that folks want, and that panoramic, breathtaking view of not only the ball diamond above the Colonel first base dugout, but the Freedom Festival fireworks. There's Metro catching me in action, and hopefully Metro Studios, I can reward your panning me and panning the crowd and finding me calling the action with a base hit from Josh Davies. A check swing on a pitch in the dirt. Davies held up, and a good stop again by the B catcher, Jeff Howell, on a changeup from Eliezer Garcia. Josh Davies, pictured on the Rockwell Collins LED board, batting without batting gloves, and that's exactly how Josh bats without batting gloves. The 2-2. Ground ball, foul by inches down the right field line. That would have cleared the bases. Foul by inches, and the plate umpire, Robert Boyle, made the right call. Oh, Colonel General Manager Jack Rader, who's dropped in and hopefully can say hello. Josh Davies came within a whisker of sending this ballpark into sheer pandemonium as he lined one foul just outside first, and it would have cleared the bases. Now Josh has to continue to have an outstanding at-bat. Bases loaded. The next 2-2 from the lefty. Grounded foul past third. Boy, the Colonels have to like what they've seen from 20-year-old Australian Josh Davies. It's 7 o'clock here in eastern Iowa, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. It is 9 in the morning in Australia, where Josh Davies' sister Amy and his father Mark and his mom Rosie are listening to the ball game. It is 9 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, July 5th in Australia. Josh Davies battling here with the infield halfway. Bases loaded. The next pitch is fouled away to the right. Eliezer Garcia is not a hard thrower, but that does not mean he's not a very effective left-handed relief pitcher. He is. He keeps throwing strikes of different speeds, and Josh Davies keeps fighting them off, putting the ball in play, fouling them away. Smith at third, Edwards at second, Stacia at first. Ball 3 is low. With one out, the runners will not be going with the bases loaded. This crowd is ready to erupt should Josh Davies come through, as he has so often in his first 9 games as a Colonel. Time is called now. Time was called. The lefty from Venezuela, Eliezer Garcia, is working from the stretch. The Colonels have loaded the bases on an infield single and 2 walks, trying desperately to add to a narrow lead of 5-4. Here's the payoff pitch to Davies. Ground ball, base hit left field, base hit. Stantrell Smith scores. They're waving home Edwards. Here's the throw. Not in time. Behind the plate, the runners hold at first and second. Josh Davies comes through. Josh Davies comes through as he cracks a ground ball. 2-run single into left field to give the Colonels a 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This full crowd, this capacity house that Colonel General Manager Jack Rader will tell us about, hopefully either here in the bottom of the 7th or perhaps the top of the 8th. I'm not sure if our club protocol, it may not permit Jack to share the good news, but he will at some point about what I think could be a sellout crowd. Now, Larry Infante is being lifted for a pinch hitter, Dallas Morris. Morris will pinch hit for Larry. And Dallas it'll probably be Davies moving to second in the 8th inning. And Dallas Morris will likely come into the game in the 8th at third base. That doesn't matter now. Dallas wants to see if he can come through as a pinch hitter. Ball one in the dirt from Eliza Garcia. Josh Davies grounded one through the infield, which was halfway between third baseman Mario Lasson and the shortstop Valentino Arce. To plate Smith from third. Madison Edwards was waved home by Bobby Magianis. The throw from Ethan Santana was not nearly in time. Got by the catcher Howell, but the Stacia held at second, and the batter Davies stayed at first. Ball 2 is upstairs to the pinch hitter Dallas Morris. Dallas was 0-for-4 in the Colonel win yesterday. Right-handed hitter facing lefty Eliza Garcia, and a swing and a miss by Dallas Morris, strike one. 7-4 Colonels, just past 7 o'clock, and as we reminded you, you're listening to Colonel Baseball here on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. The 2-1 to Dallas. The runners go! A strike to throw to second. That runner is in a rundown. He's safe as Josh Johnson drops it, and it's a double steal for the running Colonels. A double steal. Stacia steals third, and the throw by Howell was short-hopped in front of the base. Josh Davies came to a grinding halt, but when Josh Johnson fumbled the throw, then couldn't pick it up, Davies went on and stole second. And now the 2-2 to Dallas Morris, the pinch hitter with the infield in. Wild pitch off the glove of the catcher, Howell, speeding home to make it 8-4 Colonels is Heinley Stacia. A wild pitch by Eliza Garcia makes it 8-4 Colonels here in the 7th inning. Davies advances to third on a wild pitch, and my goodness, the Colonels have given this sellout crowd a ton to cheer about here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ball 3 to Morris, a wild pitch by Garcia, and now the 3-2 to Dallas, the pinch hitter. With Davies at third, a high fly ball down the right field line, tailing foul by inches, foul into the right field corner. Oh, we'll take a collective deep breath and do it again. Dallas Morris with the infield in, hit a tailing drive down the right field line. Dallas, a .212 batter, pinch hitting for Larry Infante, who was 1 for 3, singled and scored in the Colonel 4-run first inning. It's 8-4 Colonels here in the bottom of the 7th. The payoff to Dallas, whistled foul straight back. Dallas Morris fouled it straight back. The infield in for the Bees. Dallas Morris having a terrific pinch hit look at this lefty. A high drive, way back in left, way back at the wall, off the wall. Ethan Santana takes the spill. Dallas Morris racing to third, pinch hit RBI triple. 9-4 Colonels. This crowd is clapping in unison. Mr. Shucks is going berserk on the third base visitors' dugout, and the Colonels now lead it 9-4. Dallas Morris belted one over the head of Ethan Santana, scoring the 4th run of the inning. Josh Davies from third. Dallas with his third triple of the season, and a beleaguered Eliza Garcia is now being talked to by catcher Jeff Howell. Let's bring Colonel Assistant Sonia Massey, and Sonia may have from Sonia, is the gate receipts still being counted?
Jack Rader just went down to get the attendance for you.
Wow, Sonia.
It's amazing out there.
I was going to say, what's the mood of this sellout crowd?
Obviously, I've been down there quite a bit today, and it's just, the weather's great. It's the 4th of July. People are just really enjoying themselves. It's perfect.
Now Garcia is being ordered to walk Flint Whipkey. Flint Whipkey is being walked. How about Dallas Morris, a pinch hit RBI triple over the head of the left fielder. Ethan Santana took a tumble, and that allowed Dallas Morris to reach third with the second Colonel triple of this game. Marco Albano will be called upon with still only one out here in the Colonel 7th inning to bat with runners at first and third. Yes, Sonia, the crowd is now just catching on to the intentional walk, and they're booing. And let's see if the Bees go to their bullpen. Let's see how many of these runs have been charged to Rainer Olivares. 1, 2. So he gives up 7 runs in 6 1/3 innings. And 1, 2 runs have been charged to this lefty, Eliezer Garcia. Marco Albano would like Bobby Magallanes to go through the signs again. Bobby flashing signs outside of third. And here comes Jim Gabella. We're going to have a pitching change. We are going to have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eliezer Garcia will be lifted, and a tall right-hander is going to come on for Burlington. And I believe it's going to be, well, let's see. Jim Gabella has not signaled to his bullpen yet. A right-hander is out there for Burlington, and it is Craig Schambau. He's their closer. And finally, the plate umpire, Robert Boyle, comes to the hill, and he will see if Jim Gabella waited as long as possible, and he's going to bring in, well, now who is he going to bring in? He's bringing in the big guy instead of Schambau, and the big guy for Burlington is David Henniger, who started against us last week. David Henniger, Henniger. David Henniger is coming in for Burlington, and as he comes in, we may have some good news. Sonia Massey, if you'll just put, go ahead and write it down, Sonia, and when you're ready, you can give our astounding, I wish I had a drum roll, Sonia. Does the number begin with a 5?
Yes.
Wow, Sonia, we have the largest crowd of the year. What is it?
Our attendance today is 5,519. Absolutely amazing.
Jack Rader must be in heaven.
Yeah, he had to run, but he was all smiles, and I'm all smiles, and all 5,519 fans are all smiles the way the Kernels are going right now. So it's a great day, a great day.
Oh, it sure is, Sonia. The final partial line on the departed lefty, Eliezer Garcia. No innings pitched. He's given up 2 runs on 2 hits. He walked 2. And he struck out none. The Kernels led going into this 7th inning 5-4, but have broken the game open a bit, lead 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. David Henniger pitched very, very well against us in Burlington. And let me get his bio out because I had him stuffed in with the Burlington starting pitchers. I did not know he's now a member of the Burlington bullpen core. David Henniger, a 6'8", 215-pound right-hander out of Messiah College. And we're going to get more good news, perhaps from Colonel Director of Entertainment, Jessica Ferguson. Hold on, Sonia, did we overestimate by 400 people?
Yeah, I got kind of excited. 5,119.
Still a season, Jessica, thank you. Still a season high, though, right?
You're right. So 5,119.
Wow.
Today. So
that is amazing. David Henniger pitched 6 shutout innings against us on Monday, June 26th. He bows down in prayer behind the mound, takes his hat off to pray, and now he faces Marco Albano, does David Henniger, here in the Colonel's 7th, with the Colonels leading 9-4. Runners at the corners, only 1 out. And David Henniger, the 6'8 right-hander, towers over Marco Albano and fires a fastball for a strike called. It's Morris at third, Whipke at first, and this is the 8th man to bat in the Colonel 4-run 7th inning. The infield at double play depth for the Bees for Marco. Marco lifts one in the air down the line and right. It will be caught in the corner, a fair ball, and racing home from third is Dallas Morris to make it 10-4 Kernels. Marco Albano delivers an RBI sacrifice fly down the right field line. It's his second run driven into the game. Marco now has 13 RBIs. Marco lifted it off the end of the bat, down the right field line, into the corner. And on a dead run, Jeremy Jerschley caught it, but had no chance to spin and throw home. The ball was hit much too deep for that. That run is charged to Eliezer Garcia, and the Colonels lead it by 6 now here in this 7th inning, 10-4. Mark Trumbo, if you'll remember, Sonia, you were with us in the first inning when I said I hope Mark could help the Colonels score, and he went up and hit a 3-run homer.
Yes, that was exciting.
Yes, it was. The Colonels haven't trailed since that home run by Trumbo. A breaking pitch is low and away, ball 1 from David Henniger, Henniger. 5,119. Our attendance, the highest attendance of the season here on the 4th of July. Swinging a foul straight back. Sonia, you know there are teams in this league that shudder. They don't want any part of being home for the 4th of July. We love being home every year, if possible, for the 4th of July.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I think it's a great opportunity for people to come out. I'm sure things are crazy downtown, and families have been able to bring the kids and just have a great time out at the ballpark today.
You know what will be interesting is Trumbo wallops one foul off his fist into the net. We'll get a real good idea of how many of the 5,119 will stay, probably an hour and a half or so. They get to run the bases thanks to Velocity Sports Performance, play catch. The Colonels will sign autographs. It'll be interesting to see what percentage of this 5,000-plus stays until around 9:30 for the Freedom Festival fireworks.
I'm sure it'll be quite a bit.
I bet it'll be at least 70%. A breaking pitch in the dirt, the runner going, and Marco is safe on a wild pitch. That's Flint Whipke, Flint Whipke on a wild pitch by David Henniger advances to second base. This has been a very, very good 7th inning for the Colonels.
People in the lawn section. They have their blankets and...
Oh, they have... I would say the two best places to be would be the lawn section or the Miller Mezzanine Terrace in terms of watching the fireworks. 2-2 now to Mark Trumbo. 10-4 Colonels here in the 7th inning. Mark waiting patiently as Henniger brings it. Strike 3 called on the outside corner at the knees. Listen to the hand for the Colonels. They sent 9 men to the plate and score 4 runs on 3 hits. There were 3 walks in the inning, 2 wild pitches, 1 B-air, a wild throw by the departed starter, Rainer Oliveras, 1 B-air, and the Colonels leave 1 aboard. We have only stranded 2 tonight. We go to the top of the 8th inning before a capacity crowd of over 5,000, and the Colonels lead Burlington 10-4. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
For your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communication.
Are you looking to take your baseball or softball game to the next level? The premier place to do it is Perfect Game, located across the street from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Perfect Game's professional baseball and softball instructors will help improve your pitching, hitting, throwing, fielding, and base running abilities in Iowa's premier training facility. For the best individual baseball and softball instruction and training, visit Perfect Game. That's Perfect Game, just a fly ball away from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When it comes to making buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellowbook Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellowbook's packed with ads, coupons, restaurant menus, and more. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellowbook combines the features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. To place your ad, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellowbook, not the other book.
We have changes for the Kernels defensively. Dallas Morris, who pinch hit for Larry Infante and drilled a pinch hit RBI triple over the head of the B left fielder Ethan Santana. Morris is playing at third base. Dallas Morris at third base here in the top of the 8th inning. Josh Davies, who had a big 2-run single in that Kernel 4-run 7th, moves from the hot corner to second, and we have a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Robert Romero follows Chris Howell to the mound. Chris Howell was spectacular. 2 shutout innings, allowed no hits, struck out 1, walked none in relief of starter Andy Hill. And get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Robert Romero, a right-hander who's been used sparingly this season by the Kernels, will face the B heart of the order, Mario Lasone, the number 3 hitter, first up. Ball 1, a fastball outside from Robert Romero, who last pitched in the homestand opener here Thursday night. At Dayton 4-3 win, Robert went 1 inning, allowed no runs, no hits, struck out 1, walked none. Robert Romero's next pitch, a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator, swung on and missed by Mario Lasone, who has walked, singled, and lined into a double play so far this evening. 10-4 Kernels, top of the 8th, and Lasone powders 1 foul, straight back, strike 2. If you're just joining us, 5,119 on this beautiful 4th of July evening. Robert Romero working from the stretch with the bases empty, nobody out here in the Burlington 8th inning. And he flings one to the backstop near John Campbell, TV9 Sports Director, ball 2. Robert is 0-3 this year with a 4.05 ERA. The right-hander has pitched in 18 games. In 20 innings, has allowed only 13 hits. Robert has fanned 16, walked a dozen. The 2-2 now. Outside, a fastball, ball 3 from Robert Romero. Robert's 21 years old from Grayson Community College, the same school in North Texas that produced Angel right-hander John Lackey. A towering pop-up into shallow center, coming on Madison Edwards, but Heinle Stacia whirling his arms around like a pinwheel, calling off both Davies and Edwards, and Heinle Stacia gloves it for the first out here in the B 8th inning. How about Robert Romero? He was able to throw a strike on a 3-2 delivery to Mario Lasone, who pops out to shallow center. The shortstop caught it. Now Kernan Ronan coming out. Let's hope nothing's wrong physically with Robert Romero. This is Kernan Ronan's second Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation with the Kernel pitcher in this game. Now Romero is nodding yes, so he was not ailing physically. Robert Romero is fine physically, but Kernan Ronan saw something that he was leery of in the approach that Robert Romero took to Mario Lasone before Robert got Lasone to pop out to shallow center. The shortstop Stacia made the play. A bouncer foul outside third, where the new third baseman who tripled as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th, Dallas Morris, fields it and tosses it up into the grass slope seating berm along the third base line. Ball 1 outside to the batter. Now the 1-1. Swing and a tip foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. to Miguel Vega, who homered his last time up. Vega planted one just below the Whirling Waters Mix 96.5 FM Westdale Mall home run hot tub. Boy, has this crowd enjoyed the action this afternoon and this evening. A light breeze is still blowing from left to right here at the ballpark. We're at 78 degrees. A 1-2 delivery is bounced foul into the first row of the red premier seats above the B third base dugout, and that fellow's earned himself a lifetime honorary Colonel contract and a free spaghetti dinner to Zio Janos. The 1-2 to Miguel Vega. Tap to third, Dallas Morris is tested after coming off the Colonel bench, and he throws out Miguel Vega 2 away here in the Burlington 8th inning. Boy, we need to repeat the line on Chris Howell. He was pitching with a 1-run lead in the 6th and 7th innings, and Chris was magnificent. He blanked Burlington on no hits, struck out 1, walked none. The batter now for the Bees is Jeff Howell. Howell, a right-handed hitter, nothing for 3 so far. Grounds one into the right to the right side, past to diving Josh Davies at second, and bobbled by Marco Albano in right, but Marco gets it back in. Jeff Howell has the first B hit since Miguel Vega's 2-out home run that cut the Colonel lead to 1 run back in the 5th inning. Jeff Howell singles into right on the ground. Sonia Massey, can you tell if that hot corner grill is still open? I don't see smoke coming from it, well, you know what? I bet it might still be open for all the fans that might want to enjoy our premier sandwiches before the fireworks.
It doesn't look like it's open, but they might just be taking a break because the line was really long earlier.
Okay. Boy, I'll tell you, we were so busy this evening that I'm going to have to eat after the game. I'm glad the concession people were so busy that they couldn't make it up here to we should be last on the rung in terms of priority, and I'm glad they got to all of our suites holders who are enjoying great food. It's just very, very alluring to see that smoke spewing from the hot corner grill, hoping that it might have still been open. Well, we have more good news to share. The Kernels, thanks to you great fans who have made it a milestone year, are now 3,716 ahead of last year's attendance pace. That news brought into us by Colonel Director of Entertainment Jessica Ferguson. The 2-1, a tap foul towards the B third base dugout. And it's 2-2 to Jeremy Jerschley. The Colonels have newcomer, a lefty, Mike Pete, warming up down the right field line. Mike Pete warming up. Jerschley on a Romero 2-2 takes it low and away for ball 3. Robert Romero, Angels 7th round pick last year. He's from Frisco, Texas. Robert pitched in 10 games for the Orioles, pitched in 7 for the Arizona Rookie Angels in his first year of pro ball. Mark Trumbo plays behind Jeff Howell at first. With 2 out, Howell will be running. There he goes. Strike 3 called on the outside corner to Jeremy Jerschley. He thought he'd walked, but he's rung up by Robert Boyle, the plate umpire. Robert Romero allows no B runs in the 8th inning. 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors. Burlington leaves a runner. They've stranded 5. Here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Colonels enjoy a 10-4 lead over the Bees. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo. Summer's the best time to enjoy fresh, colorful flowers and blooming plants
Nobody better to go to for those than Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. Whether it's a single flower or an entire arrangement, a single house plant, or an entire yard to be landscaped, Peck's can do it all. Peck's is enjoying their 50th year locally serving local Eastern Iowa customers, and they're family-owned. Peck's offers you, their customers, the best plants and flowers on the market. Stop in often this summer for Peck's fresh flowers and feature fresh-cut short-stem roses, just $11.99 per dozen, cash and carry. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, Nursery and Landscaping. They're at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast. They're open till 8 on weeknights and until 5 on weekends. 10-4 Kernels. David Henniger came on and got the final 2 outs of the Kernel 4-run 7th inning. Here's the final line on the B starter, Rainer Oliveras. He goes 6 1/3, charged with 7 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Eliezer Garcia pitched no innings, allowed 3 runs on 2 hits, struck out none, walked 2, threw a wild pitch. David Henniger got the final 2 outs for Burlington, and Henniger, the 6'8" right-hander, deals low, over but low, ball 1 to Brett Martinez, who started the Kernel 4-run 7th by bouncing out to short. 10-4 Kernels, and we're in the bottom of the 8th inning with newcomer Mike Pete warming up down the right field line for the Kernels. A shot to short on 2 hops, and it's gobbled up by Arce, who throws it away into the Kernel dugout, I think. And yes, Brett Martinez will be rewarded for hitting the ball hard and for hustling, as Brett Martinez reaches on a throwing error by the shortstop, Valentino Arce. Man, Arce let loose of that throw, and it was nowhere near the first baseman, Miguel Vega, went to the right field side into the Kernel dugout. And that error is the second in as many innings by Burlington. It's the B's second error of this game. Henniger to Stantrell Smith. Swing and a tip foul, strike 1. 5,119 enjoying the 4th of July action here at the ballpark. Meet me at the stadium tomorrow evening. Fairfax State Savings Bank, Money Wednesday. The first 750 of you Kernel fans will receive an envelope with cold cash in it from $1. Here's a base hit into center, drilled off the bat of Stantrell Smith, and it's fumbled by the center fielder. Brett Martinez stops at third. Brett Martinez stopped at third as the center fielder, Jose Duarte, fumbled it. Brett was pulling into third, and I don't know whether he just assumed Duarte would field it cleanly or whether Brett thought that Bobby Magianos would stop him anyway. With the Kernels leading by 6 runs, perhaps Brett was trying to link up with Bobby on a degree of sportsmanship. It's 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And the batter is Madison Edwards, who drew a big walk and scored in the Kernel 4-run 7th inning. 10-4 Kernels, bottom of the 8th. Again, tomorrow evening, meet me at the stadium for Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday. The first 750, the first pitch to Edwards is a strike. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to come through the gates tomorrow, and they open at 6, will receive an envelope with cash in it ranging from $1 up to $100. Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday tomorrow. The 0-1 to Madison Edwards. Headed home, and it's a strike called on the outside corner. 0-2 to Madison. TV9's Bruce Downey is enjoying the action in the 4th row in his season tickets, just to the right of home plate. Bruce is digging into a wonderful-looking Angus burger. The 0-2 to Madison. Outside, ball 1. Martinez at third, Smith at first. Kernels up by 6 here in the bottom of the 8th. David Henniger, the 6'8" right-hander from Messiah College in Pennsylvania, delivers in a swing and a tip foul. It's held by catcher Jeff Howell, and Madison Edwards down on strikes, 1 away here in the Kernel 8th inning. 2 on, 1 out for Heinley Stacia, who walked and scored on a wild pitch in that Kernel 4-run 7th inning. Heinley, a switch-hitting all-star Kernel shortstop, takes outside for ball 1. The Kernels are 6-6 in the second half. Burlington's 4-8 in the second half. The Bees finished 3 games above 500 in the first half, 35-32. The 1-0 to Heinley. Strike called at the knees, a fastball from David Henniger. The Kernels have their 10 runs on 10 hits. Burlington has 4 runs on 7 hits. The Kernels have made 1 error. It came back in the 4th inning and cost us a run. A double play ball to second, fielded by Johnson. He throws to second out. Arce to first, the throw high, not in time, and it's a force out with Martinez scooting home from third to give the Kernels a run here in the 8th inning. It's 11-4 Kernels. Heinley Stacia grounded it to second. Josh Johnson fielded it. The second baseman tossed to the shortstop, Arce, for the force out of Stantrell Smith, and that was the second out of this 8th inning. The return throw from the shortstop Arce was high and not in time to get Heinley. Stacia's credited with his 22nd RBI of the year, and the Colonels score an unearned run here in the 8th inning and lead it 11-4. The pitcher of record for the Colonels in this game is Andy Hill. He's trying to earn his 3rd win against 4 losses in 7 starts and 1 relief appearance. We can't forget about that. Andy was used in relief this Sunday, the 18th of June, before the All-Star break, and gave up a 10th inning home run and took a loss. Ball 1 is low, and it evens the count, or ball 2 is low. It's 2-0 to Josh Davies. Davies, his last time up, with the bases loaded and 1 out, wrapped a 2-run single into left field to give the Colonels a 7-4 lead. The Colonels scored 2 more in the 7th inning. Or they scored 5 in the 7th inning. They scored 3 more. Ball 3 is low and in to Josh Davies. I want to correct myself. The Colonels scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. I've been saying 4, but we scored 5. They scored 5. The 3-1 to Josh from the tall right-hander. Here it is. Ground ball hit sharply to third off the chest of Lasone. Mario swipes at it, can't track it down. Boy, that smash was hit so hard by Josh Davies. I think they'll have to give Mario Lasone an error, but Davies really hit it hard. A bullet on 2 hops, and that's a tough call for the official score. I think they're going to have to give Mario an error, but I could understand if they were to award Josh Davies a hit. Josh smacked it so hard that I don't think Mario Lasone really knew what hit him, and it did hit him in the chest. Stacia goes to second, and as I suspected, they did have to charge Lasone with an error, and I have no argument whatsoever with that. The ball was hit at him and should have been fielded, could have been fielded. Strike 1 now to Dallas Morris. First and second. 2 out here in the Colonel 8th inning. That error, the second of the frame by the Bees. The 0-1 to Dallas Morris from Henniger. Swing and a miss as David ran a fastball in underneath the hands of Dallas Morris. Bottom of the 8th inning. 11-4 Colonels. Stacia at second, Josh Davies at first, the 0-2 to Dallas. Headed home. High, a fastball, high and inside for ball 1. The Colonels are trying to up their first half record here at home to 4-2. This is the first homestand of the second half. We split. Here's another foul on a curveball from Henniger. We split with Dayton and then won the first game against Burlington last night 7-1. Lead here tonight over the Bees 11-4. 5,119, a season-high crowd enjoying the action. Dallas Morris on the 1-2 pitch from Henniger. Takes it just inside for ball 2. The Freedom Festival fireworks are supposed to get underway around 9:30. It's just past 7:35 here at the ballpark. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. So it should be a perfect time. A check swing on a pitch in on Dallas's hands, and the ball ricocheted. Oh, wait. The ball didn't hit Dallas Morris's bat, apparently, or did it? Yes, the pitch did hit Dallas Morris's bat, and the runners who advanced to second and third go back to first and second for the Kernels. Well, if you're unsure, you run. Stacia and Josh Davies weren't sure. If that 2-2 pitch to Dallas Morris was a wild pitch, hit him or hit his bat. It hit his bat. Another 2-2 offering from the tall B right-hander. David Henniger just missed low with a fastball. It's a full count now. The big crowd here will have plenty of time to eat and mill about the 31-foot wide concourse. The Kernels will be signing autographs after the game, and kids will be allowed to run the bases thanks to Velocity Sports Performance. Time is called as Dallas Morris steps out. Kernels 11, Burlington 4. Home half of the 8th. The Kernels have 2 on and 2 out. Dallas Morris pinch hit for Larry Infante against lefter Eliezer Garcia and socked an RBI triple in that Kernel 5-run 7th inning. There go the runners. The 3-2 is bounced foul in front of Bobby Magianis, coaching at third. It's picked up by Mario Lasone, who kindly lobs it into the grass slope seating berm area that parallels the left field line. Boy, it's so exciting to see this ballpark jam-packed as it has been twice on this 8-game homestand. The runners go again on the payoff pitch to Morris, and Dallas lines it deep into right, and it gets over the head of Jeremy Jersley and goes to the wall. Stacia scores to make it 12-4. Racing home is Josh Davies behind Heinley. It's a 2-run double. Belted over the head of Jeremy Jersley by Dallas Morris, and it gives the Kernels a 9-run lead. 13-4, Kernels here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dallas Morris doubled over the head of Jeremy Jersley. Stacia and Davies were running. Dallas has 3 RBIs and 2 at-bats. And Jeremy Jersley may be lifted from this game by Jim Gabella, or Jersley may come into pitch. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Jeremy Jersley is lifted, and let's see who's going out. Is Jersley going to stay in the game and play another position? It looks like he is. Jim Gabella is going to take David Henniger out of the game, and yes, Jeremy Jersley is going to pitch. The new right fielder for Burlington is Carlos Arroyo. Jeremy Jersley will now pitch. Carlos Arroyo comes into the game here in the bottom of the 8th inning in right field. So Jeremy Jersley, Jirschele, is summoned in from right field to try to get the final out. Here in the Kernel 8th inning. David Henniger goes an inning and a third. Henniger has been touched for 3 runs on 2 hits. The right-hander Henniger struck out 2 Kernels in his inning and a third. and he walked. David Henniger walked, none. Jeremy Jerschley, the right fielder, comes into pitch for Burlington. He'll try to get the final out here in the Kernel 8th inning. The Kernels have scored three runs on 2 hits. There have been 2 B errors, and the Kernels have Dallas Morris at second with 2 out. And Jeremy Jerschley will face the Kernel cleanup batter, Flint Whipke. Flint told us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show that he's looking forward to his mom coming up from Gainesville, Florida to visit him in August. Flint's mom runs a pet sitting service. She works 7 days a week, and weekends are very busy. But Flint beamed when he said it would be the first time his mom would be able to see him play in a professional uniform. And that's indeed what Flint Whipke's mom will be able to do when she comes here to our City of 5 Seasons in the month of August. Flint Whipke to face Jerschley, and a swing and a miss. Jeremy Jerschley with a 79-mile-an-hour fastball had Flint out in front of it, strike 1. Mike Pete has been warming up forever and a day in the Kernel right field bullpen. Line drive, knocked down by Jeremy. He's stunned. He picks it up and throws out. Flint Whipke. Jeremy Jerschley was stung on a hard comebacker by Flint Whipke. Give Jerschley credit. He knocked it down, had the wind taken out of him, and then threw the batter out to end the Kernel 8th inning. 3 runs in the 8th for the Kernels on 2 hits, 2 B errors. The Kernels leave 1 and have stranded 3. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and the Kernels are ahead of the Bees 13-4. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Honey, don't throw those cardboard boxes away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that we're not allowed to do that. What should I do with them?
Cardboard is recyclable. Just cut the boxes up and flatten the pieces. There's some string in the garage that you can bundle the pieces up with. Make sure you use the string, though, not tape.
Okay, I cut the cardboard boxes up, flatten the pieces, and bundle them together with the string. Now what do I do with it?
Just set it out next to the blue curbside recycling box.
Remember, cardboard is not accepted as garbage. Follow the steps you heard carried out by our happy couple and recycle your cardboard.
The announcement has just been made, and listen, crowd giving themselves a justified and welcomed round of applause. Dale Broke, the public address announcer, just announcing, thanks to Ahern Plumbing and Heating, that the Kernels have drawn a season-high crowd here tonight of 5,119. We have another final. Well, or do we? Hold on. We're trying to see about an extra inning game between the Tigers and Oakland. And, yes, Oakland in 10 innings this afternoon has beaten the Tigers 2-1. In 10 innings, Oakland beats the Tigers 2-1. We'll have all the finals for you from this 4th of July and the games in progress coming up on the Kernel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network. Right now, though, we welcome lefty Mike Pete into the ball game. Mike Pete has answered a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Brad Beck was outstanding out of the Kernel bullpen as a left-hander. He was promoted 2 days ago to Rancho Cucamonga, and the Quakes sent us lefty Mike Pete. Mike was 2-1 in 20 games with Orem last year, had a ERA of under 2. Mike Pete out of the University of Florida was signed by the Angels as a free agent July 5th of last year, and Mike Pete takes over on the hill to work to Burlington here in the top of the 9th inning. 13-4 Kernels. Pete's curveball is taken high and in by Carlos Arroyo. Carlos came into the game in right field in the 8th inning, and he's ahead 2-0. Carlos Arroyo is batting for the first time in this game, batting for the DH, Brady Everett. The 2-0 from Mike Pete. The lefty misses inside, ball 3. Carlos Arroyo came into the game in right field. Jeremy Jersley pitched and got the final out of the Colonel 3-run eighth. And Arroyo is batting here, leading off the ninth inning. And he walks. Carlos Arroyo draws a walk, batting for the first time in this game against Mike Pete. Mike's numbers last year with the Pioneer champion Orem Owls were astounding. In 27 and a third innings, he allowed 27 hits, struck out 24 in 27 and a third, walked 9, and he was 2-1 with a 0.99 ERA. There's strike one called on the inside corner to Valentino Arce. 13-4 Kernels, top of the ninth inning. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Mike Pete is a lefty, 23 years old. Was born in Akron, Ohio. Wears his Colonel Red Sox up high. The Colonels do not hold Carlos Arroyo at first base here in the ninth inning. Curve, and that one is chopped foul to the B third base dugout. (13-4) Kernels here in the ninth inning. A bouncer foul outside first, gloved right near the base by Mark Trumbo, who steps on the base trying to dupe the plate umpire, but unfortunately for the Kernels and Mark, Robert Boyle knew that ball was foul. Still 0-2 to Valentino Arce. 0 for 3 tonight. He reached on a error in the fourth inning and scored on a 2-run triple by the on-deck hitter Ethan Santana. Swing and a miss. Mike Pete pulled the string and gets Valentino Arce on a changeup, one gone here in the ninth inning. Robert Romero pitched a scoreless eighth inning, allowed the Bees no runs on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked none. Chris Howell gave the Colonels 2 shutout innings, the 6th and 7th, when the Colonels were clinging to a 5-4 lead. The Colonels broke loose for 5 big ones in the bottom of the 7th, 3 more in the 8th, and are ahead comfortably here in the 9th, 13-4. How often have we been able to say the Colonels are ahead comfortably in any game this season? Very, very few. Ball 2, low and away to the left-handed batter, Santana. Mike Pete pitched for the Florida Gators. Swing and a miss by the left-handed hitter. The last Florida Gator I remember us having was Tony Sakaros, a catcher. That was 6 or 7 years ago. Well, probably 6 years ago, Tony Sakaros. The 2-1. Fastball inside. It's 3-1 to Santana. Now a fastball just missed inside. Ball 4. Ethan Santana, the number 9 batter, walks, and Mike Pete may have to have a visit from Kernan Ronan, the Colonel pitching coach. Instead, Dallas Morris comes in from third, and Flint Whipke now trots out to the hill to talk it over with Mike Pete. All right, it's first and second. 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. And the batter is the leadoff hitter for the Bees, Jose Duarte. Colonels up by 9, 13-4. Duarte looks at a strike called. Jose singled, stole second, and scored in Burlington's first inning. Their 1-run lead didn't last long. The Colonels executed a double steal in the first and got a 3-run bomb from Mark Trumbo, his 10th of the year. A pitch in the dirt blocked by Flint Whipke. The 1-1 now from the Colonel southpaw. Strike 2 called to Duarte. Jose is built slenderly. 5'9", 170. .262 hitter on the year. No homers, 22 RBIs. Batting with 1 out in the ninth. 2 on, and a breaking pitch is low and in. Ball 2 to Jose Duarte. It looks like Mike Pete is rushing things just a little bit. He leans in and has his sign. The 2-2. Ooh, over but low, ball 3, and that time it looked like the Kernels were squeezed a little bit by the plate umpire, Robert Boyle. Burlington runners lead away from first and second. Here's the payoff pitch. Bounce foul in front of the Bee skipper, Jim Gabella, coaching at third. Jim Gabella's in his third year at the helm in Burlington. He likes southeastern Iowa so much, he moved his family there. Gabella played in the White Sox and Seattle organizations. Jim started his coaching career as the head baseball coach at Broward Community College in Fort Lauderdale. That was over 20 years ago. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Jose Duarte took a step towards first, but then was rung up by the plate umpire, Robert Boyle. Mike Pete has walked 2, struck out 2. And now, if Mike Pete can get Josh Johnson, who will bat right-handed for the first time against the Kernels in all of these games, it will be a Kernel win, and plus the Kernels a game above 500. The crowd comes alive, and a strike call to the switch hitter, Josh Johnson, strike 1. There's ball 1, just low. $5,119. The season-high crowd looking on. Johnson swings hard and fouls one off his back foot for strike 2. Josh Johnson hobbled all the way out of the dirt batting circle. Man, he hit that ball hard. That pitch from Mike Pete hard off his front. Well, it looks like his back foot, his right foot. The crowd clapping in unison, hoping that perhaps this next pitch from lefty Mike Pete, making his Kernel debut, might be the one that ends this game. 13-4 Kernels. The Bees have runners at first and second with 2 out. And the 1-2 pitch headed home in the dirt for a ball. Ball 2. It's 2-2 to Josh Johnson. Andy Hill, the pitcher of record for the Kernels. If the Kernels can hang on here in the 9th inning, it would make Andy Hill a winner. He'd be 3-4. The lefty for the Kernels comes set, delivers a ground ball deep to short, off the Statius glove into shallow left. Jim Gabella will rave the runner home to make it 13-5. And that'll likely be a base hit in the hole for Josh Johnson. There's no way you can give Heinle Stacia an error on a ball hit that deep in the hole. I don't think, I'm not the official scorer, I don't think they can charge Heinle with an error, but we'll wait and see. Carlos Arroyo scores to make it 13-5 Kernels. And they're still discussing whether that will be ruled a hit or an error. I'd have to vote a hit. Ethan Santana goes to second, and a ball in the dirt from the Kernel lefty, Mike Pete. 1-0 to Mario Lasone. They're taking a long time to rule whether the ball hit to short is a hit or an error. Ball too low from Mike Pete, the lefty, who's made a lot of pitches here in the 9th inning for the Kernels. So many that they've now ruled it an error on Heinle Stacia. Strike 1 called on the outside corner. So no RBI for Josh Johnson. That was a tough scoring call for Eric Olson. I'm glad I wasn't Eric, because I quite frankly don't know how I would have ruled that one. Ball 3 low and in to Mario Lasone. And the Kernels have Tim Madison up and throwing in the bullpen. Tim Madison, a right-hander, up and throwing as Mike Pete has had difficulty throwing strikes in his Kernel debut. The 3-1 to Lassone. Low, ball 4, and the Kernels may have to go to the bullpen here in the ninth inning, leading 13-5. Mike Pete, with his third walk of the inning, loads the bases with 2 out, and Miguel Vega will bat. Here comes Kernan Ronan. He'll have a heart-to-heart conversation with Mike Pete, brought to us by Mercy Medical Center. Everyone says you've got a wonderful heart. Mercy Medical Center can help you keep it that way by you scheduling a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. Most importantly, it could save your life. To schedule a heart-to-heart screening from Mercy, call 398-6821, 398-6821, and Kernan Ronan continues with his Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation with lefty Mike Pete. Now the meeting on the mound has broken up. Mike's not a big guy. He's listed at 5'11", 175. And he faces Miguel Vega with the bases loaded. 2 out here in the top of the ninth inning. 13-5 Kernels. A curve, a beauty, a strike call to Vega. The error by Heinle Stacia, the second error committed by the Kernels in this game. Burlington's made 3, so 5 errors have been committed in tonight's game. This evening's ball game. A curve and a swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Vega. Now the crowd comes alive again with Miguel Vega in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, the 0-2 pitch. And it's just dribbled foul to the on-deck hitter, Jeff Howell, for Burlington. Miguel Vega just did get a piece of it. This game right now is 2 hours and 58 minutes in length. We're approaching the top of the hour. Bases loaded, 2 out. Bottom top of the ninth, 13-5 Kernels. And a high fly ball into deep right. Marco Albano back, has it! Marco Albano has it to end the game. Miguel Vega flies out to deep right field, and the Kernels have won it big, 13-5. 13-5 Kernels in the ninth inning for Burlington. 1 run unearned on no hits, 1 Kernel error, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. The Bees leave 3 and stranded 8. And the Kernels have won it 13-5 and lead this series 2-0 over a nemesis of ours, the Burlington Bees, who still on the season series edge, 5-4. What a huge Kernel win tonight before a season-high crowd, 5,119. The game took 2 hours and 58 minutes. We'll be back with the totals, highlights, and more in just one moment on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
Time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Oh, what an atmosphere here at the ballpark. Before a season-high crowd of 5,119, the Kernels scored 4 in the bottom of the first inning to overtake the Bees, who had scored a run in the top of the first, only to see the Bees fight back with 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. The Kernels made it 5-1 in the third, but the Bees scored 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth to make it 5-4. The Kernels exploded for 5 runs in the seventh, 3 more in the eighth, and won it going away 13-5. The lights are just now being turned on here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the crowd is in a festive mood. We're less than an hour and a half away from the Freedom Festival fireworks that will be enjoyed by, I would say, a good majority of this 5,119. John Rogers with you here on the Colonel Curtain Call. And as usual, we give you an abbreviated scoring recap with patriotic music being played in the background. How about Andy Pantini, our Director of Technology and Graphics? Andy immediately strikes up the band with patriotic music to entertain this crowd on Independence Day night. Burlington scored a run in the first off Andy Hill, had a chance for a big inning. Jose Duarte singled, stole second, scored on a Josh Johnson base hit into center. Burlington led 1-0. Mario Lasone walked, and the Bees appeared to be poised for a big first half inning. Leading 1-0, Andy Hill got Burlington leading 1-0. Runners at first and second, no out. Andy Hill got Miguel Vega to strike out on a high fastball. Jeff Howell flew to left, and then Jeremy Jerschley grounded out to third to end the Bee 1-run first inning. The Kernels, meanwhile, struck for 4 big runs in the bottom half of the first. Heinley Stacia got it started with a base hit to right. Brad Kuhn enjoyed the afternoon and evening off. Heinley Stacia, with 1 out, went to third on a base hit, a 1-out base hit by Larry Infante into right field. And then the Kernels executed a double steal. The throw by catcher Jeff Howell was dropped in front of second by second baseman Josh Johnson. Heinley Stacia sped home, sliding in head first, torpedo style, to give the Kernels a run and tie the game 1-1. With 2 out, Albano walked, and Mark Trumbo stepped to the plate and belted his 10th home run of the year, a 3-run blast to vault the Kernels ahead 4-1. The Trumbo home run, his 10th of the year, meant another $25 donated by PRC's Community Care to the, let's see now, okay, yes, the Trumbo home run meant another $25 donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir in PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. And the Kernels have now belted 49 home runs this year, and since every one of those home runs is worth $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir, the total now is $1,225 donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir. $1,225 donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir. Trumbo's 10th in the first inning made it 4-1 Kernels. A 2-out triple by Flint Whipke in the third inning, followed by a 2-out RBI single from Marco Albano, made it 5-1 Kernels after 3 innings. But the Bees took advantage of an Andy Hill 2-out walk in the fourth inning and a 2-out error by Colonel third baseman Josh Davies to score a pair. It was Ethan Santana belting a 2-run triple into right center to score both Brady Everett and Valentino Arce, and that cut the Colonel lead to 5-3. A 2-out home run belted by Miguel Vega, his team-high 10th of the year, in the fifth inning. It made it 5-4 Kernels. Chris Howell came on in relief in the sixth and retired the Bees in order to keep it 5-4. Chris Howell worked a scoreless seventh inning to keep it 5-4 Kernels. And then in the bottom of the seventh inning, with 1 out, Stantrell Smith reached on an infield single. Advanced to second on a wild pickoff throw by starter Rainer Oliveros. Madison Edwards walked. Heinley Stacia walked, facing lefty Eliza Garcia to load the bases. Josh Davies then came through with a big 2-run single through the drawn in infield of the Bees. They were halfway. Davies grounded a single into left, driving home both Smith and Edwards and making it 7-1 Kernels, or 7-4 Kernels, excuse me. Dallas Morris pinch hitting for Larry Infante. Belted a pinch hit triple over the head of Etienne Santana to score Josh Davies and make it 8-4 Kernels. And then a sacrifice fly by Marco Albano capped the seventh inning. The 5-run seventh made it 9-4 Kernels. The Kernels in the bottom of the eighth inning scored 3 unearned runs. Dallas Morris, who pinch hit with an RBI triple in the 5-run seventh, delivered home a 2-run double to cap a Kernel 3-run eighth inning, and the Kernels led 13-4 going to the ninth. The Bees took advantage of 3 Mike Pete errors. Mike Pete, the new Kernel lefty, they took advantage of 3 Mike Pete walks and 1 Kernel error and scored 1 unearned run in the top of the ninth inning. The final, Kernels 13 and the Bees 5. Here's the final line score. The Kernels 13 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, stranded only 3. The Bees had 5 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors. Burlington left 8. Andy Hill was the winner. He's 3-4. He allowed 4 runs, only 2 earned in 5 innings. On 6 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Andy Hill's 3-4, and the Kernels get great relief pitching from Chris Howell, Robert Romero, and Mike Pete, who did not give up a hit. He did not give up a hit, but he walked 3, struck out 2, and the Bees scored an unearned run in the ninth off of Kernel newcomer Mike Pete. And the loser for Burlington was their starter, Rainer Oliveros. He now is 4-3. The game took 2 hours and 58 minutes, and it was played before a season-high crowd of 5,119. Kernels stomped the Bees 13-5. We'll be back in just a moment with our PRC play of the game here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for the Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
Thanks for joining us for Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network this afternoon and this evening before a season-high crowd of 5,119, most of whom are still milling about and having fun, waiting for the Kernels to come out and sign autographs. The Kernels wallop Burlington 13-5. Here on the Kernel Curtain Call, it's time for our PRC play of the game. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. PRC's benefit package is so outstanding, the benefit package is called Life Essentials. It includes a flexible work schedule, paid training, a 401k retirement savings plan, and medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance. All of those benefits are Life Essentials at PRC. Visit PRC online, www.prcnet. www.prc.net. That website again for PRC, www.prcnet.com. www.prcnet.com. Our PRC play of the game with the Kernels leading 4-1 in the third inning. Flint Whipke collected his league-high 8th triple of the year off starter Rainer Oliveros. That brought Marco Albano to the plate. Here's our PRC play of the game. Fireworks in all of Cedar Rapids. Whipke at third, 2 out here in the third. Marco Albano, ground ball, base hit into right field. Big 2-out single for the Colonel. Number 5 hitter, Marco
single by Albano.
Marco's RBI single came with 2 out, drove home Flip Whipke, just as you heard it. That's our PRC play of the game. Kernels whipped the Bees big, 13-5. We'll return in just a moment with a complete look at the action from this afternoon and tonight on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard here on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Centerpoint in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odysseys. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
This biggest crowd of the year of 5,119 awaiting the Kernels to come out of their first base clubhouse and sign autographs, and then there will be a fun time for everyone to anticipate the countdown to the Freedom Festival fireworks. That will be at 9:30. You can catch on our sister station, KMRY. You can enjoy the local flavor of the Freedom Festival fireworks by tuning into 1450. Right now, of course, you're listening to the Colonel Curtain Call here on 1600 ESPN Radio KCRG. It's time now to check all the scores from earlier today and tonight, thanks to State Farm insurance agents Brad Dunn, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Gary Shubat, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Let's begin in the National League. We're in the nation's capital earlier this afternoon. The Nationals knocked off the Marlins 6-4. The Mets, playing at Shea Stadium, edged the Pirates 7-6 this afternoon. 4th of July baseball at Minute Maid Park in Houston, and the Astros trounced the Cubs 7-2. At Miller Park in Milwaukee, it was the Brewers turning back the Reds 5-2. This afternoon, the Phillies edged the Padres 6-5 at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia. A game delayed by rain in the 6th inning in Atlanta. The Cardinals are ahead of the Braves 5-2. It is an official game delayed by rain at Turner Field. Cardinals 5, Braves 2 in the 6th inning delayed by rain. They're in the bottom of the 3rd at Coors Field in Denver, and the Rockies lead the Giants 2-0. And later tonight, the Diamondbacks will face the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. Good news on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard in the American League this afternoon at Safeco Field in the Emerald City of Seattle. Our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, clobbered the Mariners 14-6. A pasting by the White Sox. They shelled Baltimore today at U.S. Cellular Field 13-0 Orioles. Tampa Bay played at Tropicana Field 9-6. Tampa Bay played at Tropicana Field this afternoon, and they whipped the Red Sox 9-6. In 10 innings at the Coliseum in Oakland this afternoon, the Athletics clipped the Tigers 2-1. They're in the top of the 9th inning at Jacobs Field, and all you folks that despise the Yankees will be happy because the Indians are clobbering the Yankees 19-1 in the top of the 9th inning at Jacobs Field. They haven't started yet at the ballpark in Arlington, Ameriquest Field. Toronto and the Rangers are delayed. They have not started. And in the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's the Twins leading the Royals, the red-hot Twins, who have run 11 in a row, lead at Kauffman Stadium in the bottom of the 3rd over the Royals, 2-1. Those are all the finals from earlier this afternoon and the scores this evening on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Sponsored by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Brad Dunn, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. The Kernels got 4 in the first. Mark Trumbo 3-run homer, then led 5-4 going into the bottom of the 7th. Sent 9 men to the plate, scored 5 runs, added 3 more in the 8th, and mauled the Bees tonight, 13-5 Kernels. We'll be greeting you with Game 3 of this 4-game series, the 7th game of our 8-game homestand tomorrow evening, right here in the zone at 6:40. 6:40 is South Slope Communications Triple Play Showtime tomorrow. Bob Brooks will be with us, Brooks at Bat, tomorrow evening, 6:40, right here on the Kernel Radio Network. The final again tonight, the Kernels trample the Bees, 13-5. Enjoy the Freedom Festival fireworks. I know the fans here will. 13-5 our final. This has been Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.